I want Princess Rosalina, but I also
You
want
know,
Princess Daisy.
guys, Mario Galaxy is more of like a Phase 5 sort of thing for the gaming movies.
Space, why, brother? It's
Dude,
just he's saving the princess in space. Like, what more plot do we need?
when you
Yeah,
go into space,
he literally just started, and you're talking about him going to space. Yeah, that's like
Going to
yeah,
space
come on.
film for the third film. I think we can
Why,
go to.
why can't we just settle for Mario just stomping on mushrooms, man? Come on.
What's the first
No.
movie? Now listen, Sunshine for the sequel. Okay,
Mm,
Bowser Jr. Magic in there. Blah blah blah. And then like third movie we go to space. What's that?
mm,
Third movie.
gotcha. Do, do.
That's just my not proposition. Is that reasonable?
Gotcha.
Whatever. I don't know if they
Yep.
but
Hey,
yeah,
my propositions for Marvel change the name of Thunderbolts, which apparently they did.
the movie.
They changed
Anyways, what I
they
want from Marvel is for them to stop giving Akihiro that stupid ass mohawk. Please give him his long, beautiful hair.
you know,
I don't care if it's shaved size or not. Just don't give him the stupid
blame
mohawk.
blame Storm for making it look good, you know?
They
Even
changed the
that's
movie.
debatable half the time, depending on the
Hmm.
artist.
They
Hmm.
changed the movie's title. They changed
Yeah,
Thunderbolt's movie. Oh,
yeah, they put like I don't know what that character is on the keyboard, a hyphen or something like that at the end of it.
wait. So what's it called? Like hyphen? Like what? What? Thunderbolts
Thun-
hyphen?
Thunderbolt Star something.
Oh,
You know
I don't
how
give a
like yeah,
fuck. I got my light sticks.
you know how like when you punch the dials in your phone, like there's a hash. You know, you have that number sign, the hashtag sign.
yeah.
Okay, but then there's that other symbol in the opposite end. I forgot what that is.
Uh, the asterisks.
Asterisk. Yes. That's the one. It's Thunderbolts asterisk.
Oh, okay. That
Kevin
that's that.
Feige. Yeah, Kevin Feige apparently says it'll
Hold
make
on, artist.
sense.
ASMR.
It'll make sense. I don't know how, but.
I want their team to just be called Thunderbolt asterisks. That's their code name.
Mhm.
Um,
I figured that wasn't even going to be enough for a long enough topic, so I just wanted to get that out there. So.
like is Kevin Feige getting more involved? Is he getting his hands dirty again, or is he? You know.
I don't fucking know.
No.
Tell me.
Oh, and I think we just lost Austin again. Oh.
Austin, no!
No.
Credit scenes for the episode.
do. All right.
Oh,
Guys.
hey, the audience is here.
Yay.
Gosh, well, nice to see you guys. You know, we you know, why don't we introduce ourselves to the potential?
All right. Let me start us off. Welcome to Comic Fanatic Live. You're here with me, Cryptid Zeker 415. You hear that? That's a comic fanatic. Go cry me a river.
And here is Jake Tylenol, for the next couple weeks, the #1 Kavira supporter.
Oh,
I support her agenda. I support her way of life.
Okay, you simp.
Yeah, all right. Listen, I simp for greatness.
It's that mole, isn't it? It's that mole, isn't it, Jake?
I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. Okay.
Okay. Which?
Oh, hi. I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim, pronouns they, he, and cryptid is officially banned from the state of Arizona.
Look at that.
And
Wonder why, Witch.
we also have a wall on our team. His name is Austin. He
died.
And the Call of Duty. Actually, no, he's not here. Oh yeah, so that's everybody. And together we form the Fanatics, and we talk about the news and reviews of the week.
Yay! And I also hear we have socials, right?
Yeah, we do. You want to know them?
Go ahead.
Cool. You can follow us on Twitter at ComicFanatic69 because I said so. Also, hi Austin in the comments. Yeah, fuck you, Cryptid. Fuck you, Jake. Anyways, you can also subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to be nice to little us. You know, we're just little guys and a little wall. You know. You can also follow me, your boy, at @witchofyoin with an E instead of a U on Twitter. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok at @wish_of_Jotunheim. I actually have been talking about what our first topic is going to be, so that's a segue for later. If you want to find Austin, I mean, won't be too hard. He is a brick wall with a face on it. Remember, bright blue eyes and bright big pink blush. Remember that, guys. You can also find Jake in wherever Kuvira is, that fucking sip. Anyways, you know how to find Cryptid.
I am at the Kuvira rally. I just want people to know. I'm at my.
Oh God.
Yes.
Hey Jake, why don't you just go ahead and say "Make Earth Kingdom Great Again"?
He did.
No, right? At that point.
Also. So there you go.
Mm-hmm. Do.
Yeah.
But
Segue.
Oh, if you want to find Austin, he's in the chat.
Exactly.
There you go. All right then.
Anyways,
Well, let's start us off. Wait, I can't introduce this topic, Witch?
Why would you
No. No, it's my time to shine, because you guys better bust out your light sticks, open up the Vocaloid entrance, because I'm talking about my experience going to Miku Expo in Phoenix, Arizona, day 1, and what a shit show that was.
Ooh.
Like, half shit show, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Anywhoosies. So, if you guys don't know what Miku Expo is, first of all, Google is free. I don't know what you're doing here, but it's a concert for the vocal synthesizer known as Hatsune Miku and some of her friends, because Krypton, which is the company that owns her. Anyways, so they're having a series of concerts in the U.S., which is going very interestingly as of the past few weeks. You know?
Yeah.
And so I went to one in Phoenix on its first night because it got so popular. So many people bought tickets that they had to open up a second night tonight, which I'm not going to because obviously I am here. So for yesterday, they had the merch line open at 2:00 in the afternoon, right? So
Yeah.
me and my friend get there. My friend's dressed up as Miku. I'm dressed up as the Vocaloid Gakupo, who wasn't going to be attending this because he is Yamaha. Well, not Yamaha, but he's not Krypton, so we're not going to see no purple bitches there, okay? Besides the people cosplaying as him, which there were 3 of us. Keep in mind, by the time me and my friend got there was already a long-ass line. People got up at like 6:30, 7:00 in the morning to get in line. And keep in mind, if you guys know anything about Phoenix weather, it gets hot. Literally last year, it was like over 110 degrees, sometimes reaching 120 degrees all summer. Just remember that.
God dang.
We were grateful that it was only 80, 90 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And guess what? Audience? You might be wondering, why were you in a merch line for so long? Well, we all thought that we were able to get light sticks for this, right? We all thought we were going to get enough merch for everyone because we were filling up a hockey arena. This was at the Mullet Arena in Tempe, right? Which is a sub-city of Phoenix, okay?
Mm-hmm.
No, they only had one box. You might be wondering, is it a big box? No, it only had 95 light sticks in it. 95.
Ooh.
We filled up a whole ass arena.
They couldn't even go triple digits on the lights.
No, they could not. They couldn't even get 100.
Nope.
So by the time I got there, I got to being able to purchase things. They ran out of light sticks pretty early on. They ran out of these like open shirt thingies. I forgot what they were called. They ran out of most of the keychains. I wasn't even able to get the character I wanted, which is Kaito, the blue bitch. Miku's green, okay? She's teal. She's not blue, okay? Shut up. And that was just, and keep in mind, we got there at 11. Me and my friend didn't get merch until around 4 o'clock. Just remember that. So we were there since 11 to 4, and we weren't able to get light sticks. Whatever. I got a bag. I got a couple other things. It's fine. And so then my friend was like, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to go to this K-pop store and we're gonna sneak in our own light sticks, which I got the shiny light stick, okay, represent, and my friend got an itsy one, okay. I know it's not too important, but if you find pictures online of those 2 light sticks, just remember that was me and my friend. I was the one
Yay.
holding the shiny light stick. And
Yay.
so the thing about Miku Expo usually is that no one was allowed to bring in outside light sticks because it was going to interfere with the hologram. Well, here's the thing. It wasn't actually a hologram. It was an LED screen. And we found
Wow.
that out since the Vancouver concert, which was the first concert in this. Okay, just keep that in mind for later.
Mhm.
So, we were like, you know what, fuck it, we're just going to bring these in. Several people brought in their own light sticks too, so it was fine. I did not have to sneak it into my pants like originally we were gonna do, which was so uncomfortable. Because if you know anything about the shiny light stick, it's pointy.
See the commitment. See the commitment which goes through audience.
For you.
Mhm.
But anyways, so we get back to the freaking after we ate, we went back to the arena and we got into line. You know, it was fine, whatever. It was pretty chill for the most part. We waited for all the VIP people to get in, blah, 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 blah. And so then we started getting in. And guess what? We saw the CEO of Krypton there. The guy who owns all of these Vocaloids that we're seeing right now. We saw him. We didn't get a picture with him, but we saw him. That was pretty cool. You know, that was pretty litty, I guess you could say. But anyways, we get in. We're on the floor because we got floor tickets. We should have gotten VIP, but that was $300, and I was like, I want to save some money in that fucking paycheck to get comics. Anywhoosies, so we get in. It's about 20 minutes ish late because you know they had to fill up the rest of the seats. You know how it be. And there was a lot of funny moments. You know, we were all screaming at this bald Miku plush, you know. So if that gets on the iceberg, the Miku Expo iceberg, please let me know. You know, there was also a Miku plush bra. You probably saw that on TikTok. I definitely posted it on my story. I'll repost it for later if you guys want me to.
Sure thing.
Yeah. And so guess what? It starts. It's starting off great, you know. But then we noticed something on the LED screen. Remember when I said it was an LED screen?
Yeah.
So you know what happens when one of the little pixels is off? It's noticeable, right?
Right.
So for a couple of the songs, since roughly around the beginning, one of the little screens, like on the LED screen, one of the little pixels was magenta. And several people noticed it. I even looked back at the videos that I took and I noticed that. So that was lovely. Like literally after one of the songs, I can't remember which song. I think it was after Childish War. Don't remember exactly.
Yeah.
No, it was after the Kaito Mako duet. I forgot what the song was called, but after that song, they were able to fix it, and then we were able to move on. It was a lot of fun. It was hard for me to record half the time because the two people that were in front, like two of the people that were in front of me, were kept waving their leeks around because they actually had actual leeks,
Ooh.
like the food, like the vegetable.
Yeah.
So that was kind of annoying. There was also a guy in front of me that was really tall and had like a lot of hair, so that was one thing. But that's manageable. That's fine. I'll live. But like, it was still a lot of fun. I didn't know a lot of the songs, so sorry in advance that I'm not like a new school Vocaloid fan. I've been here a while. I've been here since the early 2010s, you know? So that was fun. It was still really fun. They were trying to do like several cosplay meetups afterwards, and I was like, no. My friend has blisters on their feet. I'm exhausted. I've been in this cosplay for 12 hours, you know?
Ooh.
Like literally, I was wearing 5 layers on on the upper half of my body. I was wearing freaking mostly black besides the button up and the coat.
Yeah.
The wig was crazy because I had a ponytail and I had these 2 little twin tails on the front. That was fun to deal with. But I got to sneak in a K-pop light stick, so that was fun.
Aw.
But no, I got to meet a lot of cool people, both in and out of cosplay. There was a lot of cosplays of Vocaloids that I was not expecting. Like I saw a Mayu, I saw a Fukase. Like I said, I saw 2 other Gakupos, which was really cool. I saw a Yokune Ruko, who is a Utau, which is pretty cool. So that was pretty cool to see. I don't know, it was really cool to have like a sense of community, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But literally, there was someone playing before the concert. People were playing Family Guy clips. They were matching on Tinder.
Huh.
You know, they were on their 3DS. They were playing Project Set Guy, which is a game that has these Vocaloids in him. By the way, if you want to know the Vocaloids that were present performing at the concert, it was Miku, obviously, Rin and Lin, who are sometimes twins, sometimes not. It depends on who you ask. It depends on the song. We got Luca, who's the pink one. Remember that? So it's teal, orange, yellow, pink, blue, and red. So the last two, which are actually from Vocaloid 1, the OG Japanese Vocaloids, which is Kaito and Mako. So, yeah, I love them so much. They're great. Anyways, I did enjoy the concert. It was a really fun concert, but there was a lot of mismanagement before and during the concert. You know, like, literally, the people that I was hanging out with in the line with my friend, they brought out a canopy so that we wouldn't die from the heat. One of the security guys, who was an asshole, he was like, "You gotta take it down. We're like,
damn.
And the umbrellas we had were fucking tiny, so it was like, what the hell?
Mm.
I'm still not over that 95 light sticks, man. It was like, what the hell? Like, I posted that on Twitter right after we found out. I was like, they only have 95 light sticks. Are they out of their minds? Yes, they were out of their minds.
Yep.
Oh my god, it was nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck you people for getting there at 6:30 in the morning. No one had to be there at 6:30 in the morning. People were out there at 6:30, 7 in the morning in cosplay. I was like, I could never, bitch. Let me sleep until 8 o'clock, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I was grateful that the hotel was really close by because I would not have survived that whole thing without water.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, Phoenix is hot. It's hot. And if you're standing out there for hours on end, yeah, no.
Hence the name.
Yeah, it's hot as hell. But it was worth it because the concert was really fun. So that was fun.
And you got to still collect merch at the end of the day, right?
Yeah. So audience, if you want to know what merch I was able to get the light stick like inserts that you can get. So mine, which I have currently in my hand, which you cannot see, has Kaito in it because I love Kaito. He's great. My favorite blue boy. Well, one of my favorite blue boys. Yeah. So I got that. I got a shoulder bag. I got a bracelet, you know, like a rubber bracelet with Kaito on it. I got a towel. And during one of the songs, they exploded out like little streamers, and I got a handful of those, which was really cool.
No.
So that was fun. What else did I get? Oh yeah, 2 people were handing out these candy bracelets spelled with a K and an I instead of like C and a Y. I got 2 of those. I got one with V Flower on it, who's another Vocaloid who's pretty popular, and one with Gakupo because I was cosplaying Gakupo. And also there was these 2 people that were handing out these buttons, and I got one that says hold on, I have it right here. Flatsune Miku strikes again because you know it was a screen. Sorry. I'm dying.
Oh.
I got this button. It was pretty cool. Yeah. Experience from that whole day was probably like a 7 out of 10. You know, I hated having to wait in long ass lines. Literally, like, I'm just gonna give you a rundown on what it was like before we were allowed to get into the venue. Okay, so stick with me. So you had one line for the VIP line, right? Which went from right by one of the entrances to the arena back to where the bleachers for one of the bleachers were, right? Which was in the middle. And then there was another line for people who got seats, right? So that was a long ass line. There was a bunch of people there because there was people still trying to get merch. And then there was the general admission floor line, which was the one I was in. And it snaked around several times. And we had to go through one of the side entrances, like the farthest most side entrance by where the field was. That's where I lost my glove. So that was fun.
No.
But yeah, that was a long ass line. I waited in 2 long ass lines. At least the second line, it didn't have to wait as long. but still,
Mhm.
the line waiting sucked, especially for the merch line. Ugh, I felt so bad for the people behind me, man.
Ooh.
I was like, I am so sorry. Should have gotten here earlier, I guess.
Mhm.
Whatever. I survived the heat stroke at Miku Expo. I'm gonna make that into
Yeah.
a merch. If anyone wants that as merch, please let me know
Cool.
online because
Cool.
yeah, it sucked, man. That
Mhm.
the line sucked.
Well.
The mismanagement of merch sucked. That one
Well.
little pixel that magenta out that better be on the iceberg. I swear to the gods. Um, yeah, that was fixed pretty quickly. So for the most part, quickly. So that didn't really hinder my experience that much. But it was mostly just the line waiting and the mismanagement of the merch
Yeah.
and the lines in general.
Well.
Anyways, I still had a great
Well.
time. I've waited years to go to one of these events like Miku Expo. Hopefully, whenever the next Nico Nico Cho party is, I want to go to Japan to go witness that because that's a fan made thing. So
Ooh.
damn well we're gonna get Gumi, we're gonna probably get Gakupo and Teto and Flower and all the other cool bitches. More than
Mhm.
just Krypton. But anyways, I've been
Yeah.
rambling on too much. I will post
Well.
clips from the concert on
One.
on my TikTok for you guys. I already posted 2 already. So
Mhm.
wait for that,
Well.
I guess you could say. Anyways,
Yeah. One
Kaito
way.
best boy, let's go. Gakupo Nation. Anyways,
Hey.
come on.
One way or the other. Which this isn't a memorable experience, you know.
Yeah, it was. I almost died of a heat stroke and Gakupo got me. Anyways, Gakupo
Okay.
Nation, rise up. Let's go. Joker Nation,
Hey.
let's go.
All right. Well, with that, let's move on to the next topic, guys. Jake, you want to do the honors?
Let me see. It's time for us to take a laugh with
Fuck love.
Wow.
That was awful.
Well,
I only watched half of
it's
the
about the
trailer.
pain of life.
Mhm. Jake has lived long enough to tell dad jokes.
True.
He's only like a year older than me. What are you talking about?
Here. Welcome to the club.
Well, look, that's a glimpse of what you're going to look like, what you're going to sound like in a year, Witch.
Bitch, I already get no bitches. You want me to get even less bitches than that?
Okay, but anyway, yeah, audience, we're here to talk about Joker 2, the trailer.
Can I be 100% real with you guys? I've only watched like half the trailer.
Oh, wow.
This is the movie that the director never wanted until he got paid.
Same could be said for Joaquin Phoenix, because remember before this, his whole thing was, I don't come back for sequels.
And then
Oh, you're paying me $1 billion?
Yeah,
Pay me a shit ton of money. I guess I'll come back.
a couple zeros could change a man's mind. Let's just say that, you know.
Capitalism.
Strategically placed
Capitalism.
Mhm.
But luckily, this trailer doesn't look like it's a hack. It looks like it has a vision. Now, is the vision going to work? I don't know, but it looks like it.
I'll say this: like, it's definitely not going to be a rehash of the first film. I mean, there were a couple of scenes that were clearly intended to be a nod of the first film. I mean, you definitely have Joaquin and Lady Gaga doing that walk down steps while kicking up their legs and this and that. But as far as the rest of the film, it does look tonally different. You know.
Can I be 100% real with you guys for a moment?
Go ahead.
I never saw the first movie.
What?
No, we didn't review it together. I can figure.
Oh, this was a while ago. Well, I mean, this was while ago before we even knew each other. So, yeah, one of the things that really worked in the first Joker's movie's favor was the fact that it was a very cheap movie to make. There wasn't any like big CGI battle or big expensive fight scene at the end. I mean, dang. I mean, that's why it ended up making more money than Avengers Endgame. That was a post people were mentioning in articles. Joker makes more money than Endgame. Of course, Endgame made spent $1 billion on their budget. You know.
Cheap movie. It's a cheap movie versus an expensive movie. Who made the most
Yeah.
profit? I wonder.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, It amazed me how many people ended up going to see Joker. I mean, for God's sakes, even my sister knows she doesn't really watch much pop culture movies, but she loves that movie. You know?
Yeah. What do you guys think of Harley Quinn's Zell?
Wow. It's definitely a different take on. Well, it kind of is a different take on Harley Quinn because in here she's not a therapist. She's one of the inmates apparently, along with Joker. Or
I think that here's my thing. Rewatching the Joker movie, like it's a good movie, but like damn, bro, like it's not even anything about Joker until like the
yeah.
it's like I'm just watching some guy essentially.
Yeah, I just like how his reaction in this movie is going to be like, "Wait, I didn't intend for all this to happen. Things are just happening around me, but why not?" You know.
I think that's my worry. I mean, like obviously he can't be like the bad guy Joker because then it's like, oh no, he can because Batman isn't here, so like who cares?
Yeah.
I guess it's more like it feels like this dude is making a story about a guy and just saying it's Joker.
Yeah.
And I mean, the story's good. The first movie, the story was good. It was just, I just didn't feel like I was watching a Joker movie until he killed a guy and laughed about it, or he made like a funny kill.
What
Mhm.
the only what I like about the Joker is the mystery behind him. So I think that's the reason why I was not interested in this movie. Also, it doesn't help that all of like the edgelord, oh this is deep kind of guys, were all over this movie, and I was like, get out of here.
Yeah. That was a big gamble. That was a big gamble the studio had about giving Joker an origin. You know.
And I always wish they could have done this for a supervillain movie, like because there's a Joker book if I remember right. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's just like Joker or something. But it's like it's Joker, but the book is from the perspective of a guy working for Joker. And like how crazy it gets and the near-death experience he gets. That could have been like a cool way to do an actual Joker movie.
I think you're talking about like what's it called? Joker's 80th anniversary. I think that was by Jeff Johns, where apparently one of his henchmen, his kid was having a birthday party and his kid was missing a clown, and Joker just volunteered to be the clown.
No, it wasn't that. I think it was like some book, and I have to like, and anyone to remind this for me. It was like it ends, I think, where Joker and Batman are fighting, and this guy is in the middle, but like their fight is so intense they don't care about this guy, and he dies at the end or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But all the way up to that point, it's just like a bunch of like near-death experiences with the Joker or like living in his world. I think that would have been a way to do an actual proper Joker movie. And I always want to reiterate this: like the movie isn't bad. It's just I don't think of Joker until like oh this is the moment where he puts on the makeup. That's Joker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now we're back to it again in the sequel movie where he's like in the thriller. He's not really Joker. He's still kind of a broken man.
You can't have a Joker without Batman.
Maybe you can, but this isn't the way to do it. I don't think.
Nah. It's a yin and yang,
Right, but Joker. Well, I guess not. He was Red Hood first, but Oh, wait, Jesus.
That happened.
Okay.
Just stay on. We'll read that.
Whoa. Later. Okay, Wedge. Okay.
No kidding. Sorry, I had to put it in there before I forgot about it.
Yeah, I just think that these movies are fine. They're just not Joker movies.
Yeah, but going to the trailer itself, how big are you guys into musicals?
I like musicals.
I like School Musical and High School Musical, the series.
Dude, my reaction. Dude, my reaction to that was the same as the kids from South Park. But yeah, this might make a music fan out of all of us. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe they have like a cool track. I don't know.
Lady Gaga's performance as Harley Quinn. Who could really tell? I mean, I know a lot. On paper, it sounds like it's a perfect matchup, but it's more like a novelty, not like something you want to see for a whole film. I mean, I know a lot of us want to see Lady Gaga do the character of Dazzler, but you want to see her do it for a whole
She
film,
would work as Dazzler.
huh?
I don't think she would work as Dazzler, man.
Well, some people say they will want to see her casted as that.
People who don't know how to do fan casts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to do fan casts that well, so that I don't even try half the time.
Thank
But,
you.
Mm-hmm.
no, like some of these people are awful at fan casts, man.
Mm-hmm.
You don't always have to go for the blonde white bitch, okay? You can get creative. I've seen
But
people
wait,
fan cast black women as Emma Frost. Just remember that. It was great.
isn't that Harley Quinn herself? Like she's a blonde white woman, you know?
That's different, man. You gotta cast them right. If it's not casted right, if you're not fan casting right, it's not gonna be good. The reason why freaking Margot Robbie worked so well as Harley Quinn is because she embodied the character really well, regardless of the version of her. Okay, you gotta do this right.
Gotcha. Hey, I think a lot of people were saying the same thing about Joaquin Phoenix when it was announced he was going to be Joker, but now look at him now.
Yeah, I'm not really harsh on casting decisions I haven't seen the effects of yet. I mean, like, maybe like a Joker there, but I don't think there's ever, unless I'm just blanking, I don't think there's ever been a position where, like, I looked at a casting ahead of time and, like, get this the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? I don't know what the vision is.
I know.
Usually, oftentimes, when the internet is so hard against someone, at least in the biggest example I can think of, they're usually wrong. So, like, I see no reason to hate on this yet. So.
Jake, going back to what you just said about, like, you know, castings that made you say, what the fuck, right? So you didn't feel that way when they casted Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor? Seriously?
I think I cared back then.
Oh, okay. Just wondering, you know?
I know, like, didn't people hate Chris Evans when he was going to be Captain America? And then he was like,
yeah. For what it's worth, like when Jesse Eisenberg got his head shaved, I said like, oh, okay, I can see this as Lex Luthor. But as soon as he spoke, I'm like, that threw me out. No.
That's an example of like just like, oh, it was bad it was bad from start to finish.
Yep.
And like almost every Batman I grew up with was given the same thing, like, oh, you can't be Batman, you're terrible, and then like, oh my god, he's such a great Batman, you know. It's like superheroes all the time. I don't really care. It's like, let me see the vision, and then I'll tell you if you did it right. You know.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they're not paying me to cast. I don't fucking know what you're doing.
All right. But yeah. Anyway, I mean, I guess that's really it. Unless you guys have any other thoughts on this.
How about you guys smile?
No, but someone got hit by a car at the San Jose Miku Expo concert. There we go. That's what the comments.
Oh, damn.
All right. I'll introduce this one because I actually care. So
go ahead.
Dave Batista joins voice cast of Aang. You put any Aang, the Last Airbender.
Yeah. Autocorrect. What can I say, Jake? All right.
That list has been in there for like 3 days. You had 3 days to correct it. I'm just
and none of you guys brought that up. Come on.
I saw it. I just didn't care. But anyway, so yeah, Aang and his crew are getting a movie. From my understanding, I think it's a trilogy of Aang movies about them being as an adult. The Avatar.
We are going to get swamped with Avatar properties, man. Come on.
And you know what? I used to be against it. I rewatched Avatar, like rewatching Avatar or rewatching Korra. Like, bro, this franchise got legs. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like and then learning all the lore about all the different avatars before Aang is kind of interesting. Like, did you know there was an avatar that was just Fire Nation dependent? Like, he didn't care about it was like, it's a Fire. And then there was an avatar that was like, I actually don't care about humanity at all. So, fuck him. You know?
Wow.
Yeah, so there's a lot to do with this lore. Also, this would take place in a period before Korra, but like after Last Airbender, where the world adjusted to change. Like a lot of the Aang comics that take place after the book is it's basically about like Aang, the world having to learn like what traditions need to stay and what needs to go. Even in the first book, like Aang gets rid of Roku in his life. He throws Roku away. So so it'd be cool to explore this time period. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And And I don't know what character Batista's going to end up voicing, but hey, this might be a package deal because as soon as I heard he was going to be involved in an Avatar project, right? I'm thinking, you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing him in the live action season 2 of Avatar because hey, I could see him pass as two people, either as the Boulder, if the studio can't afford the Rock, that or what's it called, Combustion Man.
Yeah, Combustion Man, yeah.
Like, yeah, he has to build for it, you know.
It does. He has to speak. He just has to breathe.
There you go. There you go. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, he already has a whole a body full of tattoos. I mean, what's the harm of putting one tattoo in the head? You know.
Yeah. We also got some casting. This is like I'm just putting this in here because it's all a part of it. But we also got some casting. Apparently, the original voice actors for the show are not coming back. Or not all of them.
Whoa.
Eric and Nam will be joining the voice cast. Now, listen, I'm not gonna get on all this, but like, I'm gonna bring this up because we might have to bring it up a bit later. Apparently, and I don't know the details of this. Apparently, Eric Nam might support genocide. I don't know, some sort. Which I only want to bring it up because it's funny that he's voice acting Aang, if that's the case.
I know, it's ironic.
Oh man.
Don't take my word for it. Please, audience, go do your research. I'm just going by what.
This is why I don't. This is why I don't like going into celebrities' personal lives. You know, like
it's hard when they make it their whole thing, but
it's easy when you avoid.
We'll get to it when we get to it, but please do your own research on it. But if it's true or not, hold on.
Yep.
Hold on. If it's true or not, if it's true, it is pretty ironic that he's voicing Aang, a victim of a genocide.
Yeah.
just gonna leave it there. We're just gonna leave it there.
Gotcha.
And I'm gonna drink my Arizona iced tea before anyone tries to get at me. You guys know my beliefs.
Gotcha. And as I was about to say to Witch before, I was saying it's easy when you avoid Twitter or X or whatever it's called nowadays.
Okay, Elon Musk dead names his child. We can dead name Twitter, okay?
Okay.
No one's calling it X, okay?
I don't think anyone.
Because Elon got into some trouble when he was originally changing the name because there's a band in Japan who trademarked the name X Japan, so Twitter in Japan can't call themselves X Japan, so it's still
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Twitter Japan.
But yeah,
okay, but I like how we went from this topic to Elon Musk. Come on, don't let him have rent space in your head, Witch. All right, back to the topic at hand. So, all right, is it just going to be Aang's voice actor who's not coming back, or what?
Everybody, but
no, I think it was Toph too. I think it was Toph as well. Like,
I think it's everybody but Zuko. I think.
I wonder why.
Well, the obvious thing you could point to is that these actors look closer in nationality to at least from my understanding. I can be corrected.
This is like older Avatar gang. I was about to say if it was like child Avatar, then I was like, why are you getting grown ass adults to voice these characters?
Well, yeah. Then my other thing, the reason I don't really care as much is because even in Korra, at least unless if I'm mistaken, they don't sound like they did and I don't think they're the same voice actors in Korra. At least when you see Aang again.
No, they changed.
Yeah, for Aang and Legend of Korra.
He died.
I mean, you gotta remember these are voice actors. It's a profession to be voicing characters. You know, like.
Yeah. So his actor at Korra was D.B. Sweeney, and then his actor for I'm hoping this isn't the live action guy. Gordon Cormier, I think is the one from the TV show. So there were two different actors, even in Korra from Korra to Avatar, The Last Airbender. So
okay.
Obviously they were gonna need an adult voice for Aang. So.
Yeah.
Austin is saying something in the chat.
Yeah, X is better than Twitter. You can't say Godzilla, Twitter, Kong. After all, shut up. Austin. Your opinion.
But the stories are going to more or less center around Aang and Katara from what rumors we have so far.
Okay.
So if you didn't read their relationship in the comics, might get on the show.
Keep in mind, audience, we get a whole Aang and Katara become real lovey-dovey after the animated series ends.
Bro, it's the honeymoon phase, all right? Honeymoon.
Yeah.
And they're young and love.
Yeah, how many 12-year-olds are so lovey-dovey at that age, you know?
When it's his first girlfriend, and he is riding high. He just beat Ozai,
Let him have something, okay, Cryptid.
Yeah,
okay.
Have you ever defeated the Fire Lord? That's what I thought.
Exactly.
Dang. I could. Hey, I'm the one who's been training over 10 years of martial arts out of this group, all right?
But what bender are you? What bender are you?
Fire Lord during an eclipse.
I don't need to be a bender to kick ass, Jake.
Well, get out of here. Get out of here, bro.
I don't need it.
Bro, like, Katara could have defeated Fire Lord Ozai if it was during a full moon.
I don't think so. No, I don't think she could.
Nah.
Who would have been able to put up a chance? But besides
Katara.
Still, I would recommend having some flavor of bending before trying to go fight a firebender, especially the Fire Lord.
Mm-hmm.
The Fire Lord during a solar eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't see.
You guys remember what's his name? Sokka's Swordmaster, right? God, what was his name?
PN Dao.
PN.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You know his legend, right? He's just a swordsman, and apparently he defected from the Fire Nation military. They didn't like that, so they sent about 100 of their soldiers to go after PN. And what does PN do? He annihilates that whole squadron of soldiers.
He has a sword. You don't got no sword.
What makes you think I don't have a sword, Witch? I train with a sword, dude.
Not Ozai. I'm just saying, it's not Ozai.
Random Fire Lord, random Fire Nation soldiers is not the guy who calls himself the Fire Lord.
But I guess at the end of the day, I'm excited for this project. Or at least I'm interested in it. I would love to see a trailer for it. I do like what little we see of adult gang and Korra, so I kind of want to see them action together.
Gotcha.
And I don't know if you've seen the posters for the gang as adults. They look clean, so I kind of want to see them more. Like, it looks cleaned up as an adult. I want to see it. But
and no, man, at that point when they're adults, they're basically celebrities at that point. So But all right, as Austin said in the chat, might be time to move on. Yeah, dude, if you want to be try join the voice, man. Come on for this next topic. All right. Anyway, let me announce this next topic since I didn't get a chance to announce the topic yet. All right. X-Men 97, episode 5, guys.
A moment of silence for a real one. All
right. Okay. Let's.
Everyone pay your respects in the chat right now.
Let's divide this into two parts because remember this is a 2-part episode. I mean, like there's 2 different stories. The Jean Grey side of this. Remember?
Yeah.
Okay. God dang it, Jean. You make me want to hate you in this episode.
Oh, wait till I talk about Weapon X-Men and then
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 2 examples of like a love triangle in this episode, and one's one I'm like really invested in. The other one's like I'm like, gee, come on now.
Come on.
I'm so sick and tired of the Jean Scott Logan one.
Which what's crazy?
Over it.
Which what's crazy? Even Wolverine started it. You heard what he said? He said, "Listen, like I know how this is gonna go. I'm not."
I'm over it. Like even in the universe where Logan gets Jean, it doesn't work out well, and it's like, ugh, over it. Kurt is right there, Logan. Go fuck Kurt, and Morgan too. You can have him there too. You can have Aurora too. Logan and Aurora, I love those 2 together. Oh my god. Logan, go make out with Morph right now. That's an order.
It's true.
Wolverine has options, but god dang it. Like I did like that reaction, but what really set me off with Jean was the follow up where she got pissed off at Cyclops for having for having like a mental communication with Madeline Pryor, and she just flips her bitch switch off on Scott for that, and I'm like thinking. You were smacking lips with Logan early on. What? Like not even 5 minutes before that scene.
And also, like in the comics, he was psychically cheating on. Well, not really cheating.
Well,
she was dead at the time, but like also like getting like psychically fucking Emma Frost too. Like
does that count as?
On every time you died.
Does that count as cheating if it's in your mind? Which
I don't know at this point.
I mean,
it's kind of hard to figure out.
I mean,
especially since we're dealing with telepaths here. We're dealing with telepaths.
Which that's like saying like okay, you are committed to somebody, you're married to them or whatever. Do you really expect both parties to not think of anybody else for the rest of their lives?
Cryptid. Yeah. We're not dealing with telepaths. We're dealing with shitty people.
And also, it's not like he had no control of his mind, right? Was he being manipulated, or was it just like yo, it's hard?
Oh, I mean, that's the mother of his son right there. Come on.
You gotta stay in contact with your baby mama.
But no. Listen, that's the mother of his son. That's fine. And also, here's the other thing. That's Jean. So
that's literally her right down to the DNA.
Right. So it's like, I'm not really cheating on you. What do you want? I'm choosing between the same person here.
Yeah. Dude, no joking. I was actually expecting the end of that story, that episode, to be like, Jean kissing Scott, right? And then Scott's like saying, Jean, why do you taste like cheap cigars and beer all of a sudden? Like,
I'm just saying, if anything, this should open a dialogue for polyamory in the show. I'm just saying.
Thank you.
No, this is the easiest solution to fix. All right, we all
really, sometimes polyamory is the way to go.
You guys want Scott to be in a redheaded sandwich, is what you're telling me. Like,
they're both the same person. Why not?
Okay, wait. Austin's here. Yeah.
Austin, what's your thoughts on this?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, critics, they weren't just having a telekinetic conversation. She walked in and kissing each other. Y'all trying to downplay it by saying, "Oh, she was mad that he was having a conversation in his mind with this other person." Though I do agree that Jean. Well, to be fair, them mixing the Emma Frost stuff in here is what really kind of messed this whole thing up. But I do agree that both are kind of shitty.
Mm-hmm.
But I do dislike Jean's a little bit more. You got into her situation. She was gone. She comes back, trying to make some sense of normal life. Her husband, the man she loves, is ignoring her. It's not like the case Logan and lead Logan on again. I'm glad he was smart enough to get over it.
Yeah.
But for Scott, the only other person who can understand that grief is like a million miles away.
Oh, dang.
Madeline.
We lost Austin.
So what basically saying is they're both being assholes. How would you back off?
Right? I'm just annoyed. I'm just so over all of this bullshit. Like,
and listen,
sometimes polyamory is the answer.
This, Bob, that is correct. Sometimes it is.
Literally, the freaking Jean, Scott, and Logan freaking trifecta over here basically was canon during the Krakoan era, so it's like, why not just have the trifecta? Why not just have polyamory in your fucking situation? I don't know. You can mix in Logan and Emma in there somewhere. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So basically, but that wasn't the main gist of the episode. I was just trying to make a complaint.
That was only like part of the episode.
Yeah.
Annoying. We talked about a part of the episode that I was so happy when it happened. Can I talk about that real quick?
Well, wait. Let me do a quick review.
I'll lead into it.
Okay, I was gonna do a quick review, and then you just go piggyback off that.
No, okay. So wait, I want to give quick context before. So in between that beginning part of the episode, there's a human reporter trying to talk to some of the X-Men members about like, oh, what about Genosha? What's happening there? What's happening between you guys and all this other stuff? And Scott's just not having it, He's just like going through it. He's pissed off. He's annoyed because he just lost his child.
Hmm. Oh,
Austin, that's so true, man. That's so true.
Let me read what Austin's saying. Polly doesn't always work. Is sloppy to write.
We didn't say it always works. We said sometimes.
Sometimes it works. If you know what you're
Sometimes.
doing, it
Just
works.
the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that was basically the beginning part of the episode. It was partially the Gene, Scott, Logan, Madeline stuff. And then on the other side, it was between the interviewer and some of the X-Men. Because part of the X-Men are chilling out at the mansion. So it's most of the X-Men are at the mansion. And some of them went on a little vacation. You might be wondering where. They went to, drum roll please. I need a drum roll.
Oh, let's hold it. There you go.
I want to say, guys, this is where my X-Men cameo came in. All right, now.
So far is coming. My second cameo.
I swear to you guys, every time I hear Genosha, I'm just setting my watch alarm on. Come on, we all know what's gonna happen.
Hey, Jake, on the count of 3, do you want to name the person who shows up in this episode?
I mean, there are a lot of people who show up in this episode. You're talking about
the main one that we care about? The main one?
Okay, I know the one I care about.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Nightcrawler!
Wait.
Kurt is here! Oh my god! You can't see it, but I'm waving around my light stick and it's blue right now. So, Kurt! By the way, we also get a Nature Girl cameo. We get a Glob Herman cameo. We also get Boom Boom. We also get Dazzler. We get Exodus. We get one of the Cyphers, and we get Multiple Man. That's some of them.
Hey, all of them sporting their designs from the 90s. Good for them. And I want to read Watson saying, "You already spoiled it. It was Genosha."
Oh, it's about hyping it up when it comes. Okay?
I know. Shut up, Austin. No one asked.
Yeah.
But like, oh my god. I think the thing that annoyed me the most about this specific episode is basically all the relationship drama. It's like, I don't want to hear it right now.
I was here for it. Not the Gene stuff.
You can.
I was here for this part. This part right here.
It's like I had one nice thing. But
X-Men is one long soap opera, which
they revealed the backstory between freaking Rogue and Magneto, and I'm just like, don't tell me that he basically groomed a child.
I want to explore that a little bit more because, like, I'm like looking back at a lot of the older episodes of the X-Men anime series, and I'm just curious. Like, at no point does Rogue ever want to bring this up in any of their fights.
It's dumb and clearly retconned, but
I
think this.
And here's the thing: the only universe that is like this ship is fully canon is Age of Apocalypse. That's the only one where this is fully canon. Okay, this wasn't like a one-time thing or anything like that. In Age of Apocalypse, they have a child together. Just letting you know. I think Gambit dies in this universe. I can't remember. It's been a hot minute.
But, damn.
No, I was here for this drama between Rogue, Magneto, and Gambit because I liked the character work it did for Rogue, and I like how it made Gambit shine as well.
Dude, I hated that they had to say that, like, it was because of Magneto's powers that he's able to touch Rogue. But that's how magnetism works? What?
So he's creating. So from my understanding, all right, now listen, I'm no scientist. I failed science twice, but like, listen, it seems like his magnetic fields are so thin that she can touch him without really touching him. That's kind of. And that's kind of
literally during that whole all the times where it's like, oh yeah, Rogue Magneto's like couple bullshit. Literally, I was like, can we get Kurt back? Where's my boy Kurt?
Here's why I like
Where's Nightcrawler?
Because I think here's what I think. Because I actually will defend Rogue too. Now listen, what she did to Gambit, like, bro, like, come on now. But like, I get where she's coming from. Like, you know how much it sucks being in a relationship and you just can't have it like everybody else. You know what I mean? Like,
well, if only there was a sort of caller out there that could stamp in your power. Come on.
That's oppressive, Krypton. We had this argument in episode 1 of
Fanatic. Dude, Jake, how do you think their wedding ended up happening? How do you think they were able to kiss? Rogue was literally wearing a mutant collar to kiss her husband.
We're not ready for that. That's not.
Oh, come on. Okay. Okay,
But
let's let the new version of the mutant restraint collar be incorporated into jewelry. How about that?
yeah, that's what I argued. I argued that for a watch. Go back to episode. Hey guys, go back to episode 1 of our podcast, and you will see my argument for like the mutant agenda. Okay, but but no, I like this arc for Rogue. She's in a relationship where she can't be like everyone else, and that has to suck because it's kind of like when you're in a long distance relationship where like you're watching everybody else enjoy a relationship that you want, but you can't have it. But she finds this person, this one person that's nearby in her life that knows her, that she can have those feelings for, and it seems so
Ew.
tempting for her that she thinks she wants it more than anything, only to find out like it wasn't the touch that mattered. It wasn't the physical part that mattered. It was the emotional part that mattered.
And this is what it's like to be in an asexual relationship.
Well, there you go. And so you have that representation as well. I think it was great.
That was part of the reason why me and my partner broke up last December, was because I was not interested in going past like certain things in a relationship.
Did you say you can light up everything but my heart?
What?
Fuck up. There were many reasons. I cried over this relationship. Fuck you.
Oh man.
My bad. But yeah, no, I like this arc for Rogue. I also like how Gambit takes it as well. He takes it on the chin like a champ. Now he's hurting. You know he's hurting. But he's like, you know what, Rogue? Like, listen, I get where you're coming from. I don't like it. It makes me hurt inside, but I will still be there for you as a friend.
Yo. Okay, if it ended there, that'll be okay. But god dang it, Rogue, you get a thumbs down from me for what happened afterward. You know, like you advertised your whole lovey-dovey relationship with Magneto in front of all of Genosha and in front of Gambit. Like, come on.
She's the queen. She had to do it. All right, that was for the politics of it. It was established.
Oh, by the way, audience, we do get an Emma Frost, Sebastian Shaw, and also a Moira McTaggart and Banshee cameo in this little mini council. By the way, glad to see that our Queen Emma is here. The lovely White Queen is here. Fuck you, Shaw.
You
know what you did, Shaw.
That's what he did.
But I think that this only taught Rogue that none of it mattered. I'm willing to put up with all of it because Gambit makes me feel a way that no man ever can. All right, it doesn't matter if you can sleep with me.
He's a simp. I mean, I get it, 100%. You should have seen me simp over Colossus when his first Hellfire Gallifit dropped, but that's just me. I was really fitting into the 1610 North Star of it all.
Look, the lesson. So it's like it doesn't matter if you could sleep with me; it matters if you could touch my heart, and that's what.
Aww.
But then it turns into like an episode of Invincible where everyone starts dying because the Sentinel show.
No, like this mega Sentinel pulls up, and it's just like, come on, we can have one nice thing.
This is like Attack on.
Spoiler alert! That motherfucker kills Callisto, and I'm still not over it.
Yeah, this is.
Fuck you.
This is Attack on Titan scenario right here, you know, the Sentinels.
Like, I swear, we can't have one nice thing here, man. We can't have one nice thing.
It's always the fate of Genosha itself, you know? I mean, I think I recall
Genosha, Utopia,
Sorry. Genosha. I even recall, like, in one of the issues of Magneto, right, a couple years ago, like, you know, he ended up going back to Genosha, right, and his henchman was like, yo, Magneto, I know this place is important to you and all, but dude, this is kind of like bad mojo here. This is like the sign of your biggest failure, you know? Like, and then Magneto just blows up the remains of Genosha. Like, I don't want to think of this crap anymore, you know?
Anyways, yeah, it turned into an absolute shit show, but at least Magneto was protecting and looking after Leech the entire time when he was in his care. Oh my god, the Morlocks. Oh my god, it makes me so sad thinking about them. Like, literally, like, right before that Sentinel blasted at them, fucking, like, Magneto reassured Leech that it was all gonna be okay, and I fucking cried. I'm even getting emotional right now.
Aww.
Oh my god, dude. And it was Magneto was also protecting Rogue and Gambit, and then luckily Rogue and Gambit got some really good moments in, but like, Oh my god, it made me so sad.
You know-
And then that scene before Gambit saved the Morlocks,
Nah.
where I can't remember her
That's just-
name, but she was the rainbow colored one. She was like, "Oh, the X-Men are not friends to the Morlocks," and I was like, "No, don't listen to her. Don't listen to her, Leech.
Hey, an
Gambit's
X-Men.
right here. He'll save you."
Hey, you guys were led by X-Men at one point. Remember? They're good to you.
Oh my god, dude, it made me so sad. Oh my god.
All right, what I missed in the conversation? My bad, guys.
I'm crying over Leech and the Morlocks right now.
Mm-hmm.
You should have been crying over me. You know, I was there.
Yeah, I was there for the cleanup effort. What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Listen. Fanatic lore introduction. Little do people know, I'm actually a mutant. Okay, when I was a kid, I have a book somewhere in my storage where I met the X-Men at 3 years old, and I had super speed powers, and I helped them fight the Sentinels. It's based off this timeline specifically. So,
this specific timeline.
Okay,
well, I'm chilling out in boring ass Asgard right now because it's fucking boring.
I could have been an X-Men, but I had 2 friends waiting for me, so I had to go meet them.
Yeah, I was forced to live on Asgard. Okay.
No.
So, Kurt
and
the husband.
And I'm happy to live in America, audience.
Well,
listen, I guess what I'm trying to say is,
so if anyone wants to take a free ticket to Jotunheim, let me know. I'll take you there.
And listen, I might rag on the mutant community, but they're still my people. Okay, they're still my people.
But anyway, should we get to the climax, like the main climax of the episode?
Yeah.
Gambit dies.
Yeah. He fucking died. He went out like a G.
Now here's
where he's able to like blow up that major sentinel. That was really awesome. But then the scene afterwards where Rogue was holding him and she was like, "I can't feel you." I cried.
She could finally touch Gambit when he's dead. Aww.
Guys, he's fine. He's just sleeping. He took a lot of NyQuil before this fight.
Hey, I'm just curious, guys. Story narrative wise, do you guys want to see Gambit be revived?
I need Gambit, man.
I feel like it's more for Rogue that he needs to be revived, because this is when she starts appreciating him more than ever. You know what I mean? But I feel like Magneto has to come back, because this is his
it's Magneto.
I just admire how ballsy the studio was in killing off one of the members of the X-Men. I'm like, oh damn.
Yeah, Magneto I think has to come back, because he needs that moment where it's like, all right, listen, I tried. Fuck y'all. Like I tried.
Yeah.
I tried, bro. I feel like that's what I'm up to.
I cried, audience. I cried. I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
I love how it feels like this came out of nowhere, but it really didn't, because this was set up in episode 1. Master Mold was like, I'm not done, bitch. So that was pretty cool.
I'm not really excited about the Life Death Part 2 that's coming out, I think, next week.
I don't really care for that.
It's because I don't really care for Storm and Forge as a couple.
I think it's just an okay story. I mean, I don't like how they cut it into 2 parts. Really cool.
Can we have one relationship in the X-Men that's just happy? I noticed that. Yeah.
No, the only X-Men ship that's allowed to be like any flavor of happy is none of them. Not even the queer relationships get to be happy, bitch. Like, you would expect that from Richter Shatterstar? No, bitch. They have an on and off relationship, and they can't even get a story of Marvel Pride.
They have to keep the drama going.
Kyle Janadu is starting to get really annoyed. Well, he's getting really annoyed about being a damsel in distress. Just give him a gun at this point. Give him a gun. But he's so used to this bullshit that he's like, whatever, I'll just go along with it because I love my husband and my sister-in-law. So,
well, you know what? Which in this timeline, if any of your favorite characters get married, I will invite you to the wedding. I'll put in a good word for you. All right?
Oh, trust me, I already know some of the X-Men. It's fine.
Okay.
Just don't let the wedding. Don't let the wedding happen in the X-Mansion. Dude, that is taboo. That is bad luck.
Yeah, that is bad mojo. Kitty Colossus wedding. I was at Kitty Colossus wedding. That was funny as hell.
And look at Jean and Scott. They got married twice, and in both instances, they got attacked twice in the X-Mansion during their wedding.
I was at the Kitty Colossus wedding. You didn't see me there, but I definitely was there. It was hilarious. It's hilarious seeing her leave him at the altar.
But you know, I want to say this.
Yo,
This
sir,
was
if
the
you're available, hit me up. Wink, wonk.
this was the best episode since episode 2, because I think the
Mhm.
last two was kind of like yeah. But
Yeah.
That's
you
kinda
know,
like
I don't know
a-
if I don't know what the next episode is gonna be, but hopefully it's as good as it keeps up the
Gotcha.
In conclusion, let Logan and Morph kiss.
Paulie.
Kurt and
Paulie.
Morph, please hit me up.
And sometimes
Fuck you, Sentinels, for killing my boy Leech and
Mhm.
Callisto and Dazzler and Gambit and potentially Magneto.
And sometimes Polly is the right answer.
Yes,
Yeah.
and also Kurt Wagner gang for the realist. Nightcrawler gang, rise up! Woo!
Gotcha. Well, with that, I think we're done with the media news, guys. Let's just go on to the next one to catch up on time. All right, we talked about the media news, audience. Now let's go on to the comic news. Let's start us off with Peter Parker becomes Spider Goblin.
We can go to the next topic whenever you guys are ready.
You know, all of a sudden, Dan Slott's Spider-Man run isn't looking all that bad now. You notice? Yeah. I feel like the best way to exemplify this is to say that Dan Slott is WWE, the fans are CM Punk, and Zeb Wells is AEW. As much friction as there was between Punk and WWE, now having experienced AEW, you're like, oh, okay, maybe things with Slott weren't as bad as I remembered it, you know?
Yeah.
Yep. Damn, I wish Austin was here to catch that reference. But yeah, as far as this news goes, this has been done before. You know, we saw that whole the Spider That Glides arc, which was supposed to be Craven's big moment in Zeb Wool's run, that Austin liked mostly. I mean, it did fumble at the end, as I recall. And it did end with that javelin that was used to control all of Norman Osborn's sins. Yeah, that's still on the plate. It hasn't been destroyed, and I always found that odd. That why didn't you just go ahead and destroy it if this story's over? So hey, that might be resurfacing, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, yeah, it is what it is.
I mean, I guess that's that whole Spider That Glides run sold well enough for Marvel to be like, Zeb Wells, bring it back. And this time, go full Goblin on Peter.
Yeah, that was, I guess.
Hey, audience, I know this story seems cringy, but would it be really that cringy if you were to see Goblin just grab Paul and take him over that nice view of the bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on.
Mary Jane, welcome to the superhero business.
Yay! All right. Yeah, nothing much to say. I don't know what else to say about this. We're going to see. I mean, do you guys rather see Spider-Man go Goblin or go Octopus?
Neither.
We're getting. Oh, that's fun for you, Witch, because we're getting both apparently.
I want to kill myself because of you.
In a video game.
Yeah.
In a video game.
Yep. Well, at least my favorite Spider-Man character is getting a Marvel Legends figure in the upcoming future.
Your favorite is Peter Parker, bitch. I don't know. Yours is Spectacular Spider-Man, which they had too long. God forbid my favorite is an interesting one.
Spectacular Spider-Man? No, that's Jake's favorite.
My favorite, yeah.
Regardless, your guys' favorites are lame. Anyways.
How dare you, sir?
Okay. But yeah, I mean, I think with that we can move on if you guys want.
Yes, please. I already have 2 articles listed up.
Okay. You want to announce the next one, Witch?
Yeah, sure. So, you might be wondering, did we get any post-Krakoa books announced? Yes, we did. We got X-Force, Phoenix, and the next books. They have and then we also have some who's going to be in the books, especially for X-Force and Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
what's next? NYX. Don't worry about that. That's actually the comic where we see Laura Kinney in for the first time in comics, because she was debuted in X-Men Evolution. But speaking of her, so basically, in this book, post Krakoa, there's only a very small amount of mutants that are in New York, and those mutants are, drumroll please. Thank you. It's going to be Miss Marvel, Anole, Laura Kinney Wolverine, Prodigy, and Sophie Cuckoo. You excited for that?
And keep in mind, this is
Kamala Khan is in her original outfit. She's not in that stupid X-Men outfit that no one likes.
Yep.
So yeah, hopefully. So I told you guys Prodigy was gonna be okay, you assholes. Everyone was doubting me. They were like, "You're in denial, Richter. You're in denial."
And this is,
Shut up. I'm
and
never
this is,
in denial. I'm correct.
and this is being written by the same team that wrote that awful Captain America Sentinel Liberty run.
Oh, fun.
Maybe
they'll do better this time.
Yeah. Keep in mind, audience, like, these guys were trusted to be put on one of Marvel's trinities, and it was so bad that Marvel had to cancel it.
But so let's hope Nyx is good.
I'm not expecting it to be like more than 2 volumes, especially in light of all the X-Men books. So,
well, keep in mind this is volume 2 of NYX or Nyx.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it'll be a mini series, maybe it won't be. I don't know. We'll see how Ultimate X-Men goes around in that.
Gotcha. I mean, hey, they could always use the excuse that, hey, if it ends at issue 6, they could say like, oh, this was always intended to be a mini series. But they could not say that for a Captain America run. They were intending that to be for the long run,
I'm just glad we're getting David and Victor or Anole in this case. I'm glad we're getting to see them in a book together. I've never seen them in a book together before. I'm just glad Anole actually, like, I hope they figure out what age they want to make Anole, because half the time he looks like he's 13, the other half he looks like a full-grown twink.
Gotcha.
Hopefully they can be consistent this time. But good to know that's one of the Stepford Cuckoos decided to do her own thing, I guess. I think one of them's still in the North Pole. I think.
Hey. I think it's the same one that started the whole hair dyeing. The one that went black hair.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have much Stepford Cuckoo lore.
She's like she dyed her hair black without telling her sister's dad, and her sisters freaked out, saying, "We're triplets. We need to discuss things like these."
Technically, they're quintuplets.
Quintuplets. There you go. But still, like even the black hair sister was like saying, "Look, I just want to be me, all right, So
they all dyed their hair subsequently.
Exactly. The other one ended up dyeing her hair red because apparently redheads were all the rage in the X-Men at the time.
I mean, look at Logan and Scott over here.
Yep.
I get it.
Okay.
But anyways, it's coming out in July, if anyone was curious.
There you go.
Also, the second book I want to talk about real quick is X-Force.
Yeah. The only character.
Crypt is probably going to be picking up this book.
The only character I see on that team is just Deadpool. Yeah.
Also, audience, we're getting Surge, we're getting Betsy Braddock, we're getting Forge, who's leading the team, guys, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting Rachel Summers or Ascani. We're getting Sage, and we're getting a character named Tank, who I don't know much about, but it's fine.
Hey, look at this switch. We have a team with 3 queer characters in it. And damn it, Marvel acknowledge that Deadpool is pansexual and your Pride Month. Come on.
Well, they only care about their allies this year, so yeah.
No.
Yeah, how do you think I feel? As an actual queer person, how do you think I feel?
Yeah, how do you think I feel as a diehard Deadpool fan?
Cryptid, I'm a queer person who reads Marvel comics. I'm allowed to be a little bit more upset.
Gotcha. But let's see.
It's being written by Jeffrey Thorne, art by Marcus Toe. I think that's how you pronounce her name?
Yeah, I think this is the same guy who wrote that Mosaic book. Yeah, you guys remember when Mosaic was being pushed as a thing?
No.
Exactly. So
yeah, I'm glad that Forge is getting to lead a team. I wish that we were getting Richter and Shatterstar in the X-Force team. Maybe we'll get them in the X-Factor team.
Maybe.
Audience, place your bets on. Send me your bets on who you want on the X-Factor team on Twitter.
Gotcha.
I'm
But
hoping for Shatterstar and Richter to come back. If not, just one of them will be okay, regardless.
hmm
I would love someone from the recent team, from the 2020 crew. Everyone's saying North Star. I'm down for North Star, but regardless, I don't want both of the Bobier twins to go back into the fucking basement. Okay, I already have
gotcha.
like. Luckily, neither of them died during the fucking Sabretooth War, but still.
hmm
But
That's saying a
when
lot.
it comes to an X Factor team, you need to have Lorna or Alex. You can't have neither of them. You need one of them on your team. Okay?
Oh,
It's X
there
Factor.
you go.
You need one of them on your team.
It needs to be
You
a
know what?
it,
Fuck you guys. I want Wild Child back on the
it
X
need
Factor team. He hasn't been on X Factor since the 90s.
it needs to be a package deal after all, you know.
You need
And,
at least one person from the 90s crew, okay? I
hmm
heard a rumor that Iceman's going to be running the team, so that's like OG X Factor, like OG.
hmm
I feel like you need someone from each X Factor team. So you need someone from the original, which would probably be Bobby. You need someone, at least one or
Hey,
two members from the 90s team, which my hopes is either
I'm a-
Lorna and Wildchild, because I love them.
hey, some
For the 2000s team, from like the investigations team, Richter, Shatterstar. I don't know much about the all new, all different X Factor team. I'm just gonna stick with Lorna because she was in it. And then for the 2020 X Factor team, I would love North Star to come back because I love him.
hmm Hey, something old, something new, and something borrowed, right, on the team, you
All
know?
you need is something blue, and then you have the whole wedding.
There you go. Just as long as it's not in the X Mansion. Bad mojo.
No, that's a prison right now. Remember?
Okay, yeah, that's true. But yeah, before we forget about like the X Force book, like the premise apparently in that book is the fact that Forge is going to want to attempt to fix a broken world, whatever that means. So hey, it's good to see Forge getting a push.
I'm liking
I'm
these variant covers, so I think you're gonna like the Deadpool variant cover.
Oh yeah, that's the curse of being a Deadpool fan. Which every time there's a new number one of Deadpool, they always slap a whole bunch of variants of him.
Well, he has one singular variant to himself.
Okay. Oh, okay. Marvel's like, okay, we'll have mercy on Cryptid's wallet.
Yeah.
So
Good to
yeah.
know that Surge is gonna be in this book because she's getting double the representation this year because she's also gonna be on the Ultimate X-Men group.
Oh,
So next month she's gonna be pulling up.
nice.
Well, this month I guess I should say, but
hmm
whenever the next issue's coming out, she's gonna pull up with Nico Minoru. So that's cool.
hmm
So yeah, also there is a Jean Grey Phoenix book because of course there's a Phoenix book. Maybe we'll get Hope Summers back. Who knows? Since Rachel's gonna be on the X Force team, she probably won't show up that much in this book. But you never know.
That's true.
Shit, maybe we'll get Echo in this book because she was also a host of the Phoenix.
But she's not a mutant.
I don't know. She can pull up every once in
Wow.
a while.
I guess.
She can have a cameo. She was a host of the
How
Phoenix.
many? How? Oh yeah, we forgot about the other book that was in this announcement. Phoenix is getting a book. Jean Grey.
I mean, they announced it a while ago, but
Yeah. How many stories can you tell of Jean Grey and Phoenix at this point? No,
you know,
no, not seriously. Like, what else? What else is there left to tell?
I don't know. We already know that Phoenix is
I think
Jean and Jean
she's
is the Phoenix. So
she's also going to be written by Stephanie Phillips.
don't know who that is.
I've read a few of her books. Like, she's a very, how can I say this? It's a hit or miss, Like, I liked what she did when she was writing Cap Wolf and the Helen Commandos, but then she also wrote a stinker like Cosmic Ghost Rider. So, guess we'll see. I think I have enough Phoenix Jean Grey in my comic book collection to have this be a pass. So, yep.
Fair enough. But in conclusion, give me the X Factor team I want, and we'll be okay. And I'll also be picking up NYX because, duh.
There you go. Well, okay, anyway, with that, audience, we're done with the comic news. Now we're going on to the comic reviews.
Hold on, let me post this tweet real quick.
Bro, I'm going over my book. It is. Oh my god, I'm going bullet point by bullet point. This was. We'll see how this goes.
Okay. You're talking.
Because it's my turn.
I want to hear Jake talk about his Fantastic Four, but all right, which
Yeah, it's my turn because guess what, motherfuckers? It is still X-Men related. We're talking about Ultimate X-Men Volume 2, Issue 2, written and drawn by my girl Peach Momoko.
Yay!
She's not watching this, but if you are, love you and your work. I almost met you at San Diego Comic-Con. I'm still sad that I didn't get to meet you.
Aw.
Anywhoosies. So we're starting off right where we left off, kind of. So we see Hisako laying in her bed. You know, she's having a weird dream where she is talking to her old friend, Tsubasa, who in the last issue we find out that he committed suicide.
Ooh. Unalive, man.
Bitch, we said genocide earlier. Who the hell cares?
Okay.
And they're having a small chit chat after they did school together because, you know, and he thanked her for joining him, and she's like, "Don't worry about it. You know, I surprised you. I'm surprised you wanted to. You know, like today's a great day." And he was like, "Oh, I don't want to go back to school at all. You know." And she was like, "Oh, serious? Are you gonna drop out of school? That's kind of punk rock." And she didn't realize when he said he didn't get school anymore, and she kind of regrets it, you know. Be like, she hadn't said anything else or anything, like, you know, like I could have asked him why and anything, but you know, we don't always want to say the things that we wanted to say, you know. But anyways, we do find out that it's a dream. And she's like, ah, shit. And she wakes up and she has a little note in her hand. And before she's able to actually, like, read the note, her mom calls her down and be like, hey, are you going on your bike lessons? Like, if you are, go get me some eggs, okay? Don't forget to bring a reusable bag so they don't charge you for one. You know, and regardless, she rides her bike over. She gets the freaking eggs, and she's sitting by these steps with the eggs. And we see the silhouette of a person. And she's like, hey, it's you, right? And we see the character herself. She's like, oh, yeah, you're the girl from the car wreck, right? From the other day? And, like, from the other week. And she's like, no, that's not me. You got the wrong person. And the girl is like, I don't think so. Like, I'm May. What's your story? Like, don't worry. You can tell me, man. Like, look at this, like, cute little dog toy I have. It sings without batteries. Look at how cool that looks.
Aww.
And basically, Hisako's like, hey, do you want to come with me to this weird place that was drawn on this crumpled up piece of paper? It looks like an old schoolyard, like a schoolhouse, by the way.
Right.
You know? And so they get there. And May is like, I thought this place would be much premiere. And she's like, check it out, the door's open, man. Hasn't this school been closed, like, forever? And Hisako notices, like, this weird black silhouette of a person. And May is like, yo, what are you waiting for? Let's go in already. Like, what does this old school have to do with a car crash anyways? And so Hisako starts telling the story about what happened and everything up to the car crash point. You know? And May is like, oh wow, that is a story, you know? And then Hisako's like, oh yeah, then a teacher died. I hope I can stop it before it claims another victim, you know?
Mm-hmm.
She said that she's also mad at herself for being too scared to go after him alone, you know. And she apologizes for getting May involved and be like, you're thinking I must be crazy. And May's like, are you kidding? You're like a superhero. That's cool. And Hisako's like, me, a superhero? Nah. You know. And they're having like a cute little chit chat. And then Hisako steps on a squishy thingy. You know, she's like, what the hell is that? And May picks it up, being like, oh, it just looks like a stuffed animal, you know. And then a police officer comes in, and they're like, and he's like, "Hey, what are you guys doing here? You're not supposed to be here. The property's off limits." But don't worry, they open a door to find hanging plushies with and candles and a whole bunch of talismans and everything. And remember that shadowy figure from the first issue that was tormenting Hisako? Well, it's back in action. And it's like, hey, Hisako, like, thanks for pulling up. You know, like, remember the 3 kids that bullied your friend? And made him commit suicide? Well, they aren't here anymore, so they're dead.
Oh, damn.
And it's like, oh, I see you brought a friend. And Hisako's like turns to the police officer and like, yo, it's him, sir. He's the killer. And it turns out the freaking cop guy is literally like a thing of like worms and shit, and be like, who's the killer? And then they
God.
and Hisako start running. And guess what? We find out that May has powers. And remember, I'm only saying May, but you guys actually know who this character is. It's actually May Storm.
Oh.
So she has weather powers. What I'm saying. She's a Japanese girl who has weather powers. Let's go.
Yeah.
So she's basically able to. She demonstrates her power, and he's like, "What? How the hell did you do that?" But guess what? Yeah, just because the cop demon guy is gone, not the shadowy figure. So they gotta run. But before the shadowy figure is able to hit Hisako, her armor ability pulls up, and she's upset about the eggs. You know.
Yeah.
More the eggs. You can go get more eggs, man. And then we cut over to this random house with this guy who has like this weird bucket on his head, and he takes off the bucket, and he's like, "Why? That girl, I know her face from somewhere." And we open the door, and we actually see the guy who pulls up, like who was causing all of this to happen, like the shadowy figure, the people dying, and it's just like some otaku guy who was chilling out in like this random closet, and he's like, "Hisako, like I'm gonna get you," or whatever like that. He doesn't say "I'm gonna get you," he just says "Hisako," you know. Sweat dripping down his face, like no shit, you were hanging out in a closet. You're gonna get hot sweat, okay? And not the good way. Well, neither of good ways, but you know. Anyway, so we cut to a high school entrance ceremony, which is a thing that happens at certain places. And basically, Sako talks about what happened on the news with those three people that the shadowy figure talked about. And Hisako hears like a psst. And guess who we see? We get to see May again!
Yay.
Like, hey, like we're in the same class. We should like, what's your ID? We should like link up on social media. And Hisako's like, I don't have social media. And May's like, don't worry about it. I'll just like make one for you. Sorry. And she's like, oh, I should probably introduce myself then. Like, I'm May Igarashi, right? And Hisako's like, Hisako Ichiki, nice to meet you. And so May calls her Hi-chan because her name is Hisako, so Hi-chan.
Huh.
And she's like, and then they're like, oh, did you like see the morning news? That was crazy, you know? Like, do you think it was that shadowy guy? And we see a narration bubble that says like Hi-chan. It's been a long time since anyone called me that. It was probably her friend Tsubasa who called him that, you know, who called her that. And then we get a little lexicon thing about like stuff that happens in like anatomy and science classrooms because you know a lot of urban legends surround it. It's all fun and dandy. And so that's the end of issue 2, and we get a quick peek of what the issue 3 cover is gonna be, and I'm really excited.
Ooh, so, what is it?
It's basically a split face of one half is May, the other half is Nico, I'm assuming, and then we see a little Hisako underneath those two.
Oh,
it's really cool. Anyways, I'm really enjoying this book because, like I said, I really do like shoujo horror manga, especially from like the 80s and 90s, sometimes the 70s.
Yeah.
Maybe I should actually start reading more because I've been on a BL kick again. So give me a moment. I will be reading more. But anyways, go read Ultimate X-Men Volume 2. Because I said so.
Yeah.
If you guys are lucky, I will go live and read Ultimate X-Men Volume 1 from issues 1 through 46 because I have not actually read issues 2 through 45 before. So, hey, I'm here for North Star and North Star only, bitch. Okay, this book. I'm here for everyone in this book.
Gotcha.
Go read this book.
Yeah. And from what I was told from some rumors, apparently by issue 4, this was going to start feeling more like an X-Men book. You know,
yeah,
audience.
So patience is a virtue, Cryptid. Patience is a fucking virtue.
Yeah. Alrighty then.
Okay, with that, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a drink real quick.
Gotcha. Well, what you doing that? Jake, your time to shine.
I want you guys to know that while this has all been happening, I've been writing bullet points so I don't take too long for this fucking comic. This shit,
Nah, it's
Yeah,
okay.
it's gonna be a while.
this
Nah.
is a long comic book.
Yeah, no, Jake, I think you're gonna have time to settle down because now that Austin's not here, we only have like 2 more books after this to talk about.
I suppose
So.
so. You're taking the lead on Fantastic Four, all right? Just like,
Oh no, that's your book, man. That is your Moby Dick. All right.
Did you not read it?
I read it. Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't read it this week, so I was gonna read it while.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so I'm not
yeah.
it out. Okay, but my bad.
Okay.
Anyway,
Go ahead.
so we're at part 2 of The Legend of Korra: Turf Wars. You can probably buy this online or something if you want, but just a reminder, everyone, I'm just reading this to get to the Kuvira book. This is all for Kuvira. So, our story starts off with Korra and the air nomads venturing to the spirit portal to try to make peace with the spirits. If you guys remember previously on Korra, the spirit portal opened up in book 4, had a bunch of spirits in it, and they aren't happy about living there. And last time they were disturbed by a gang, so they're kind of angry, basically.
Hey, I just want to point this out. It was Korra that actually went to the spirits to help fight Kuvira, but the spirits are like, "Nah, this is a human problem. You guys handle it." And now look where we're at. Yeah.
What they find when they get there is that the front yard is a barren wasteland. All of a sudden, instead of being a nature's paradise, so they investigate it, and they deduce that this is probably a warning from the spirits. By the way, Tenzin points out that it's been brought to his attention by his sister that Korra and Asami are dating, and he's like,
"They are dating. They have been dating."
Yeah, but not everybody knows that. They've been keeping that a secret.
I mean, which they've only been dating mechanically wise for like what, 3 days at most?
They've been on vacation.
Well, blame Nickelodeon.
But they were, but so Tenzin finds out, and he's like, you know what? I ship it, and Korra's like, thanks, Tenzin. So meanwhile, the air nomads get attacked by plants, and the team escapes, realizing that this is the spirits' like first line of defense. Like, hey, if you come here, I'm letting you know we're gonna kick you out. But then they get intercepted by fan favorite, maybe General Iroh.
General Iroh the second, I think.
Say it again.
General Iroh the second.
The son of Zuko, the grandson of Zuko.
Yeah.
Dante Bosco.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
General Iroh and his men build a wall around the portal, and Korra wants General Iroh to put the wall down and stop. But Iroh's like, listen, Korra, you know me, you and me, we have a good rapport, but like, I'm also work for the. I'm a military man. I can't just break laws just because I like you, okay? And Korra's like, listen, and he's like, you know what, Korra, if you want to make a change, and I'm all on your side, but if you want to make a change, go talk to the mayor. Talk to Mayor Reiko. And Korra's like, bet. Meanwhile, Mako, Bolin, and Lin are investigating Tokuga, the gang lord of the Triads from the last issue, who was attacked by the spirits. Bolin is recapping the last issue for Lin, who wasn't there, and also says, oh, by the way, Korra and Asami are dating, in case you didn't know. And and Lin kind of ignores this, and then so Bolin's like, and she's like, Bolin, your penmanship sucks. I need, if you're gonna be a cop, I need you to write better. I need to have better penmanship. Basically, after this, Lin believes that Mako believes that CEO Wang Yang Quim, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, is the one who hired Tokuga, but Lin isn't convinced. And she also doesn't want Mako to pursue this lead because Quim is a popular land developer with a lot of different like people in his pockets, and she doesn't want to misstep and like make things worse for the cops, essentially.
Yeah.
But she says, listen, if you bring me hard evidence, though, we can try to get him. Mako interrogates Ping, an old contact from his criminal days. In case you don't remember from the show, Mako was a criminal before he became, like, a sports guy. And together with Bolin, they come up with the best way to track Tokuga is to find a kid that's been tasked to pass messages between triads, between crime gangs, like they used to do when they worked for Ping, essentially. Meanwhile, Asami and Zhu Li are overseeing the housing project being implemented by the mayor. At this pace, Zhu Li thinks they'll be done in a couple of months. But of course, when the people ask the mayor, hey, when our houses going to be back? He says, it'll be done in a month, basically. So
what else are you supposed to tell them? Come on.
That's what his advisor said. You got to tell him it's going to be quick. Got to tell him it's going to be soon. Korra interrupts to talk to Reiko. And his advisor gets in the way because like, don't worry, Mayor, I got this. And Korra picks him up and just puts him behind him and then says, all right, anyway. That's how I would say. And Korra, this Krypton. So listen here, okay? Korra gets mad at the mayor and tells him, listen, you need that spirit portal gone. I need that spirit portal protected. I need it.
Oh, God.
And you know what Reiko says? You know what Reiko says, Krypton? Reiko says, Korra, this is your fault, you know. Like, you know what? You're doing here is gassing up these people, making me look like the bad guy. But I didn't open the spirit portal. I didn't destroy all these people's homes. Oh, and by the way, I didn't go on vacation when the whole city was destroyed.
Jake, I remember reading that panel. Like, I think the mayor's exact words were like, "Okay, for all the talk about being the voice of the people here, you went on vacation while all of them were living in shelters and tents. Like, come on."
And then people are like, yeah, you know what? Fuck the Avatar.
Come on.
And so Tenzin and Asami stand up for Korra, but even Korra knows there's no use. There's a bad look, so she just kind of leaves. As the team retreats back to their headquarters, Tenzin comes up with the idea that Zhu Li should run for mayor during re-election. She seems to really care about the people, and if you know anything about Zhu Li, she started as a gag character, but she's really good at multitasking and getting shit.
Yeah.
So
I recall that.
Yeah.
Just saying the mayor cares about the people too, all right? Come on. Now, I would really like to see what Julie would be doing in this scenario, all right?
Being more responsible. Be more proactive.
How much more responsible and proactive can you be given the circumstance?
Listen, the mayor was a responsible man in book 2. Korra kept telling him to go to war. He was like, no, that's not our people.
Yeah.
But I'll give him that. Korra and Asami have a conversation as Korra explains that their dating spot has been destroyed, and Asami's like, listen, it's okay. And also Korra's like, listen, also, am I a failure as an avatar? Because people keep hating me. And Asami's like, you're a good avatar. I'm your girlfriend. And Korra's like, Asami, I think and then she pulls away. She's like, I can't say the words. I love you. We just dated.
It's 3 days, dude. Come on.
I'm be fair to the comic. I don't think she says the words "I love you," or she was going. Maybe she wasn't, but that's what it was implied she was going to say. But anyway, I saw Korra pulls away. It gets awkward, and Korra leaves. Basically, Mako and Bolin are chasing a child on the street, so extorted for information successfully. Meanwhile, Asami is threatened by the leader of the Creeping Crystals, Jargala. I think that's how you pronounce her name. She says she wants to give Asami protection from the Triads, but Asami doesn't need protection. That's what Asami's argument is. Jargala says she'll regret denying her and ominously leaves. Meanwhile, Tarkuga is with his new octopus spirit powers. He has like a little like whip hand that hits people. He goes down to like a crime den and starts recruiting from all the crime bosses and says like, listen, your armies belong to me and we're going to take over Republic City. Okay. Now listen, Kuvira left a bunch of tanks, airships, and mecha suits here, and we're going to steal them and we're going to take over this goddamn city together. Okay. Any objections? So, and while that's happening, Lin and Bolin and Mako are trying to ambush Tarkuga, but unfortunately, they're at the wrong location because that kid gave them a false lead, and they almost die in an explosion. But Mako's a firebender, so it all works out basically. Lin doesn't blame Mako for this. He's like, "Listen, don't worry about it. Tarkuga was just ahead of us. I'll make sure that doesn't happen again. But don't feel bad, basically." You're a good cop. I still think you're a good cop, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
But Mako's like, no, I'm not letting this go. We have one more lead. We're going to investigate Quim, who's the CEO, the landlord that started all of this. That Lin said they actually couldn't investigate because he was the landlord. But Mako says, listen, I'm going to do this because I'm going to get my man, okay? Mako and Bolin actually find out that Quim has been missing for a couple of days, oddly enough, and not even his workers know where he went, essentially.
Yeah.
Asami and Korra make up from last night, but Asami tells Korra about Jargala, that Jargala threatened her, and Korra goes in protective girlfriend mode. She's like, who does that woman think she is? I'll beat her up. I'm the Avatar. And Asami's like, whoa, chill out.
For someone from the Water Tribe, she has a lot. Korra seems to have a lot of fire in her. You
She does.
know.
And it's always like, listen, Korra, chill out. It's okay. I'm fine. We're fine. Don't go crazy. I don't really need your help. And Korra's like, oh, okay, I get it. You don't need me, whatever. And so I was like, whoa, Korra, chill. Come back. I'm not saying I don't need you. I'm just saying I don't need your help right now. But I still love you. And so, well, she doesn't say I love you, but I still like you, basically. And so they make up. And Korra doesn't look like an asshole. And then Asami says, like, hey, Korra, though it's some downtime, maybe we should go start dating. We should go on a date. And Korra's like, all right, bet. That sounds good.
Yeah, while all the homeless people are still living in tents and don't even have homes.
There's only so much. I mean, if anything, the Earthbenders could make them like, I don't know why it's taking so long. Earthbenders just make a house for them,
Or you can get the Avatar to do it. Come on.
I'll be Korra go make houses for them or something or some shelter.
Jesus, and she's like, okay, good. The mayor, you better be doing this. Come on.
Mako and no, I read that note. My bad. Continuing. Zuli decides to run for mayor after seeing the poor conditions of people. She asks her husband though, and her husband's like, but first when she does it, she's like, I think I'm kind of stressed. I think I kind of need a massage. She's like, good idea. Let's go get a massage. And then like he gets in the massage chair. He's like, all right, massage me. And then she's like, he's like, oh wait, you meant you get a massage, right? I could do that. I'm not the worst person in the world. So he massages her. She's like, listen, I want to run for mayor. He's like, oh really? That's great. I'm down for this. Let's do it. I'll even film your campaign, basically. So I was like, that's pretty nice. He's a supportive husband.
Is it being supportive, or is he going to be using his wife's privileges to get away with a lot of business deals?
I'm going to cut a bit ahead here. He's actually 100% being genuine. He actually does care about her. So I was like, oh,
okay.
But anyway, Korra is on her date, and she's wearing this little cute Water Tribe getup. Which I'm like, damn, I don't know Water Tribe people dress like that. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
And but she gets stood up on her date. Asami doesn't show up. And Korra's like, okay. And so she goes to the phone and she calls Mako. She's like, listen, Asami stood me up, but I have a hard time believing she'd actually do that. So I think there's something wrong. We're going to go investigate this Team Avatar symbol, essentially.
Okay.
When they kick in the door, Asami's place is a wreck. She has been kidnapped. And Korra's eyes go red. She's got to get this person, whoever did this to her girlfriend, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So she says, like, I know exactly who did it. Kicks in the door of Jargala with her team. And they just go ham on them. But then Jargala's like, wait. I didn't kidnap Asami. What are you talking about? And of course, like, but she told me that you blamed her. And she's like, yeah, I was just telling her that I was going to protect her because the triads might be after her. I wasn't actually going to kidnap her. That's insane.
Wow. I feel like Korra's just ever since Korra and Asami started dating, she's just butt her head at that point,
Sure.
Yeah.
But Korra is but Jargala's like, listen, I think I know who did do this. I think you two are dating. I'm just gonna go off a limb here. And I think the only person who would care about Asami that isn't me is my arch rival Tarkuka. I think we should go get him. I know how to find him. Let's go.
I'm just curious, how often are they going to keep referencing, like, everybody needs to know that Korra and Asami are dating?
I was going to bring this up in my final thoughts. Actually, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, like, it seems like everybody has to have a reaction moment to those two dating at this point.
Yeah. It would be like if you were watching Avatar Last Airbender, everyone's like, oh, Korra, not Korra, Katara, Aang, you're dating. Is that me?
Yeah.
Sure, whatever. Anyway, so basically Korra, Team Avatar, and Jargala bust in the door. Tarkuka, they're like, let Asami go now. And Tarkuka's like, oh, Korra, we meet at last. Look at me. Look at my face, my half-spirit face. And Korra's like, oh my God, what happened to you? And Tarkuka's like, this is your fault. She's like, what?
Yeah.
I didn't do this. She's like, but your actions led to this. So,
yeah.
And so a fight breaks out, and they manage to beat back their forces, and Jargala almost gets Tarkuga, but Tarkuga's like, nah, I'm the villain, so I'm not going down to a side character, sorry. And so when the team's about to corner Tarkuga, a guy pulls a fire knife on Asami's neck and says, I will slit her throat and cauterize her wound at the same time if you get any closer. And Korra's like, oh no, this is all my fault. And Tarkuga marches to war with his tanks and Kuvira's mechs to take over Republic City, essentially.
Wow.
I think I skipped over it too, but the Air Nomads are also doing a peace protest. So
A protest of what?
they're gonna go to the spirit portal and they're gonna stand there and they're gonna make General Iroh go away.
Okay, so what happens to all the homeless people who lost their houses?
They can keep their houses, they just can't touch a spirit portal. That's all. We're just telling General Iroh does not be next to the spirit portal because it's disrespectful. Okay.
Okay.
And this is Tenzin teaching his children and the air acolytes that there are peaceful ways to make change in the world, essentially. So
I mean, it just feels like there's no win situation no matter what happens, but all right.
Listen. The people getting their land and the spirit issue are separate from each other. There's land being made. It's somewhere else, basically.
Okay.
But the spirit portals being contained is because the mayor is afraid that the spirits are going to attack people who just wander too close to it. That's what he's afraid of. That's why he did that, basically.
And haven't there been spirits attacking people?
It was because they were attacked first, though.
Okay, all right.
So, this is Legend of Korra Turf Wars. I think it's like I said, it's not as good as the Kuvira book. I'm telling you that Kuvira book is just hits different. Okay.
Okay.
It's okay. It's I think my problem with the Korra and Asami plot is that, like, at the beginning of the book, it was hinted that Korra and Asami should be careful because they never know what type of people are going to react to the relationship. The problem is everyone who reacts to it is always like, oh, that's cool. That's so nice. So it doesn't feel like there's really any point in doing this over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It would be nice if, like, one time they did, or maybe Reiko was like, oh, what about you, Korra? You're dating a woman. And everyone's like, what? She's dating a woman? You know what I mean? Like, at least that would have meant something. I'm not promoting homophobia, but I'm saying it would have been nice for them to tackle that issue since they brought it up in the first issue.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, I think the characters are decently written. I think Korra shouldn't be this hot-tempered after book 4. I honestly don't think after everything she went through, she could act like this.
Again, she feels like mother hen, and we all know Asami could kick ass, you know?
Right. It's like after 4 seasons, all of a sudden, Korra can't defend herself. Asami can't defend herself. In contrast, with Aang, when I eventually get to those books, Aang does kind of get protective over Katara, but it's only when she's, like, clearly in danger. It's like no different than, like, in the when they're actually fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like he gets mad when Zuko, like, grabs her and, like, she says, but she has to vocally say, like, Zuko, you're hurting me, and he's like, hey, what you doing over there? You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't know. It doesn't seem like they're that overprotective of each other, but they do care about each other. So I think that's more better written. But I get it. It's in Korra's book 3 character to act this way. I just don't think post book 4 she should be this immature and rash about things.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
Yeah, at some point, I do kind of have to feel bad for Korra because, yeah, it does seem like every decision she makes, she just gets more and more hate, whether it be justifiable or not, you know? Like,
it's like after book 2, she kind of sent her life into a spiral. It's like book 2, or actually the book 2 have guided her life from that point, you know?
Yeah. Again, the curse of season 2. Wow, you know?
Yeah, and like I said, I like Korra as a character. I don't like how she's being written right now. But I like her as a character, so I want to see her succeed. And from what I remember, not to reread the next book, I think Korra's written better in the Kuvira book. And she's a lot more, like, reasonable. So I think there's just kind of like awkward writing, but you know, it is what it is. But I mean, I will say, if you're a Korra fan, read this book. I have one more issue left to read, and then I'm off to the book I really want to talk about.
Okay.
But I recommend it. If you're just an Avatar fan, this is a miss. You can not read it.
Yeah, you'll definitely get your fair share of Aang content in the near future, you know?
Yeah, when I'm done with the Kuvira book, I'm thinking about going back to Aang because there are a lot more Aang books than I thought, and the movie's coming, so as well.
Yeah,
Going on with the boys.
gotcha. But anyway, guys, I think with that we should move on to the next. We talked about Korra. Now let's talk about a storm. The perfect storm from the Fantastic Four, as this book is called.
Yeah, I feel bad about not reading this one because I honestly just forgot it was here, but I was into the storm plot.
Jesus Christ, Jake, this is the issue for the whole plot is that someone kidnapped Reed Richards.
Oh my god, bro!
He is missing.
Yeah, why don't you remind me to read this book? I think that's.
God, I had it on topics, but you had to only look at my misspelling of Aang, didn't you, man?
Listen, I'm just saying. Listen, in the words of Tortuga, actions have consequences.
Okay. But anyway, this opens up with for the majority of this book, it has a crime noir setting. Like everything is black and white. I just want to read this dialogue. You see a door opening, and you hear the text. She's coming. She came in trouble. All 5 feet 6 inches of it. Even her name was a warning that things were about to get real bad for me, real quick. Miss Susie Storm. Men want her, women want to be her. You know, words just can't describe the presence of this woman coming in a nice red dress. How she catches the eyes of onlookers all throughout, except me, since I'm blind. Yep, that's right. Apparently, for whatever reason, we're in the 1920s, and Alicia is a is a detective. I like how, like, in her door, it literally says "Master Investigator in Investigations."
That's true.
Yeah, because her maiden name.
I know it's clever, but how did we get here?
Oh, you'll see. It's a mystery, man. Okay. That's the thing. Like Susie, Miss Storm is coming here, talking to Alicia about her husband Reed. She's like saying, "Oh, Reed was a man of science, a nice young man, a nice good man. Unfortunately, like he let the science have an obsession over him. He got in with the wrong crowd. He made enemies with the science mafia." It's like
basically Mike finally came in and got Reed. That's what you're telling me.
Yep, science is basically a drug to Reed. He can't get enough of it. Oh God, he's a good man. He just felt like he had a higher calling in life when it came to science, and that got him involved with the wrong people.
That's why I had to stop him.
Yeah, you remember, Reed found a way to kill a person using time travel. Yeah, Jake, you remember that whole shit that caused the Fantastic Four to get hated in the first place?
Yeah.
About like moving the position of Earth, like, from the north side of the sun to the south?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently Reed ended up using that machine to kill a criminal.
You understand why I sent my gang to stop him, right? We had to get
him. The science mafia, man. They come and we're going to break your legs, Reed. But guess what? Nobody has powers here.
Okay.
So they're like, damn. So basically, Sue Storm pulls the Dame in the Woods routine, asking Alicia if she can investigate the missing persons report of Reed Richards. Like, she even went up to the Shield group, which is apparently a branch of the police here, and they're like, they too wanted to bring in Reed for questioning on certain acts he's done in past recent months. But by the time Alicia comes into contact with Miss Hill, not only is she drinking in a bar and whooping some ass, but she's like, Alicia's like, I'm here to talk to you about Professor Reed Richards. And Maria Hill's like, "Oh, sweetheart, why don't you join the club? The damn club. Everybody's looking for Reed, you know? It's like, what happened? I mean, come on. Wouldn't you be worried, Jake? Come on. You don't have your Batman to your Joker anymore."
It hasn't been long enough for me to have that J. Jonah Jameson moment from Spider-Man 2 again.
Okay. Oh, and guess who's also tagging along with Alicia? None other than Ben Grimm himself, who actually works with Alicia as kind of her muscle in the group, and of course, a little bit extra on the side, if wink wink. So they go investigate Reed's lab. They deduce he must have been kidnapped. This and that. They go look for anybody who had any motives for wanting to kidnap Reed, which brings them to Johnny Storm. You see, Johnny Storm in this world is a hothead who's right into his car. So much so that he got himself broke and is living in a homeless building, an empty apartment, because he spent all his money on his car. So much that he actually had to borrow money from the mafia. Of course, when Alicia and Ben come in, Johnny tells them to get the F out. Get F is for fantastic, audience. yeah, think of it that way. Yep, but as he slams the door down, Ben Grimm is just angrily walking down the stairs, banging on the floor, enough to sound like it was two people going down. As Alicia listens in on the door and hears Johnny make a phone call, warning the other person that if people have come questioning for me, they're going to come questioning for you. So anyway, Alicia ends up trailing like the head of the science mafia. He almost looks like Dr. Octopus, honestly, except square glasses. I mean, that would have been cool. You could have had Otto be like, "Oh, okay. So everybody looks at Reed as a big hot shot. All right. I got up my game. I gotta put my name in the competition. All right,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what's this I hear? Reed can now actually make arm appendages? Oh, okay, now I have competition, or mother beeper. Okay, but not some minor science schmuck. I don't even want to bother remembering his name. But anyway, as Alicia's having a conversation with him, Johnny Storm comes from behind with one of those knockout napkins and knocks Alicia out. So Alicia ends up waking up, tied to a chair, blindfolded.
What is the blindfold going to do? What
I know.
Wait, what's wrong with them?
I know. It was Johnny who did the tying up. And, Johnny's actually trying his best to, change his voice. He's like, "You better leave that Storm kid alone, or there'll be trouble." And Alicia's like, Jonathan Storm, you are no good at this. Come on,
Jonathan
I know.
Storm.
Yeah, I know that's you. You don't have to mask your voice. I could tell it's you, Johnny Storm.
I see you anyway.
Yeah,
Hold off, bro.
yeah. Johnny's like, Johnny? Who is Johnny? My name is Brutus D. Widowmaker, and you blindfolded a blind woman. You're no good at this, Johnny. Just get me out.
Yeah, Jesus.
So anyway, Johnny ends up caving in and unties her, and then that's he tells her the truth that he's just in this because he borrowed money from the mafia, so he's kind of forced to do all this. And then Alicia just comes up with the idea, you could just fake your death, right? I mean, since you're poor and homeless, there really isn't going to be any records of you out there. So if you just burn your empty apartment building, all will be good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. I never thought about that, Alicia. Oh, by the way, which Johnny still has his mustache.
Excellent.
Yeah, even in the 1920s.
This is what I live for.
Okay, but anyway, so now you have Johnny joining along about the investigation of Reed Richards, and I'm just going to go towards the end. Their investigation ends up leading them to an old neighborhood complex, right? And in the midst of this, that's when Ben Grimm actually finds him. He finds Reed Richards, and he's like scared. He's like in shock. He's like, "Holy Hannah, we found the professor, sweet pea, but something's wrong. It looks like someone turned him into some kind of rubber and stuffed him into a test tube." Dude, that is the ultimate jail cell for Mr. Fantastic. You realize that, right?
And that's why I did it. That's why I chose this.
You were the criminal all along, Jake.
Was.
Oh my god. You see Reed Richards, he's like in a giant test tube. He's still in color, he's still in his uniform. But like this test tube is encased in like an invisible shield, right? He's like, "Alicia, Ben, old friends, you came to help me." And they're like, "What the? Hey, how do you know our names?" And then that's when Reed spills it. It was Trapster. He got a hold of the Cosmic Cube and did all this. I don't know why he changed reality to 1920 settings. I mean, maybe it was because of a movie he watched the night before, and that's what the cube responded to. But yeah, that was the whole reason. That's the whole reason why we're getting this 1920 vibe here.
Wait, repeat that last part. Why are we doing it? Why is it happening?
They don't really go into depth. It's just a villain, Trapster, who got his hands on the Cosmic Cube and ended up accidentally rewriting reality to the 1920s.
Well, at least he didn't make Sue Storm a Nazi.
I guess so. That could have been his master plan all along.
Sure.
Yep. But anyway, so eventually Alicia was able to find the Cosmic Cube and actually is able to rewrite everything to going back to what it was like before things got changed, which involved her popping up in the battle between the Fantastic Four and Trapster, right before Trapster got a hold of the Cosmic Cube, And all goes well, another day saved, and they're able to defeat him. And yeah, that's really how the issue ends.
Okay. Well, it is. I will say this though. This writer makes like this is a run that you adapt for a television series of like, you know what I mean? Like all these ideas they come up with every time. It's just TV.
Yeah,
show.
he has motivation and ideas from stuff like Twilight and Star Trek that he likes to incorporate into here. So
Yeah.
he openly says that. I'm trying to remember what his name is. Hold up a sec. Let me bring up his name. Ryan. Wait. Ryan North. Yeah, that's his name. So yeah, have him be on your horizon, Jake. Let's see what book he lands next after Fantastic Four.
I'll probably not read it, but we'll see.
Oh. Okay.
I'm being honest, right? But,
Gotcha. A book that included Reed being kidnapped, and you weren't there for it, Jake.
This is the one I wanted to be here for. This was my plan. I almost succeeded if it wasn't for that meddling Sue. I want like a moment like the next issue where like Sue's just like quietly staring at herself, and she's like staring at the sky. She's like, "Hail Latveria."
There you go. But like,
would do that.
Yeah. But the next issue has a cover of Johnny Storm and Thing, both working at a grocery store.
Okay.
You could have just said Johnny and Ben.
Yeah, Johnny and Ben. Yeah, same thing. Tomatoes.
Listen, all right. But anyway, we have one more story tonight for you.
Yay!
Is this your book, Witch?
Yeah.
My book.
All right, go ahead. Go
Who
ahead.
else is talking about the book with all the Wolverines in it? I'm talking
Well,
about
weapon acts. I thought it would be maybe cryptids, but I wasn't sure. But you go ahead.
Now, this is my book. But before I start, I just want to say that the most competent character in this book so far is the one that you guys had doubts on. Just letting you know.
Really?
Yeah, it was
Oh.
Jade. She's the most competent character in this entire book. And
Jane
you all
Hell.
had doubts. You all had your
Hey,
doubts.
I was worried they were going to run into the crush problem from DC, you know?
No, they
Yeah.
never do. Just kidding.
Okay.
Anyways, with issue 2, we start out in Earth 9997, which is Earth X. I'm just going to say Earth X because numbers are too hard for my little boy brain, apparently.
Okay.
Anyways, so we start out with Earth X Logan explaining on his Earth that Jean lost her powers, and so Jean and Logan got together. I know, give it a moment. And so throughout the fact that she doesn't have her powers anymore, she started just only staying at home and, you know, and just watching TV all day, you know. And even though he loves her no matter what, she started becoming a little bit self-conscious about herself because she put on weight and all this other stuff. Like, okay, whatever, I'm so good. And so you know what Logan does? He decides, I'm going to dampen my powers, my healing ability for the woman I love, you know, in good faith. And, you know, I can see why he does it. But at the same time, you know, it didn't help with their marriage.
Can you explain a little bit? How does he dampen his healing ability?
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up too. Like, I didn't know that was something you
so
control.
basically, he goes to this genetic specialist.
Oh, okay.
According to him, and I quote, I saw a genetic specialist named Miles Warren, got him to do some quote-unquote mad science crap to suppress my healing factor. Now I could get old, sick, drunk, fat, and die, just like Genie. That's all he said. That's all he said. You know what?
All right, well, okay. As long as there's a reason.
Okay. And guess what? Because of that, he stopped taking calls from the X-Men and all this other stuff because he's like, I could die, dude. He's like, what the hell? And so Jean gets calls him a coward, and you know, because stuff like that over time, she leaves him and all that other stuff, you know. Not even in the universe where he gets with Jean.
Yeah.
But anyways, so he's like, that sums it up. And then Jane, being best girl, she's like, wow, I spent all this time trying to get away from all these stupid marriage proposals, and now I'm hanging out with a bunch of men who are going after this one girl. That's kind of pathetic, man. That's kind of lame. That's weak. And Earth X even agrees. He's like, yeah, you ain't wrong. But before they're able to finish up this fun little bit of dialogue, the actual Jean that's in the story that actually has relevance to the story, she's like, yo, that's enough. We gotta go to my universe. Onslaught is there. We gotta go. You know, and she apologizes to the old man because, you know, it's Old Man Logan. If anyone knows, you know. So basically, Weapon X, but in this case, Age of Apocalypse, Logan, he's like, you're the field leader. You know, zombie, what are you eating? I already gave you, something that already helped your hunger. And he's like, don't worry about it. This arm's from the other world. Holy's not someone we know. Probably someone that we know. It's like, I'm eating for appreciation, you know? And she's like, Jane, are you all right? Like, I know you don't see this much in 1909. She's like, don't worry about me. I'm all good. And then Jean is like, okay, and you Earth X, just try to keep up, okay? And I was like, damn, that's kind of mean.
Aww.
I low-key kind of feel bad, but at the same time, it's like, I get it.
Hey, you're in a team full of Wolverine type characters. You're going to have to expect some meanness here and there, you know?
Yeah, I guess he just wasn't expecting it from Jean.
Yeah.
But anyways, they pull up to Earth 80777. That's a lot of numbers. Like I said, little boy brain. And so then they go to the Avengers Mansion, and they meet up with Danielle Cage, aka Captain America. And she checks all of the different like tracking things, you know, like Cerebro, Magic, Stark equipment. You get the like Shi'ar tech, etc. And she's like, "Oh yeah, no sign of Onslaught here. If it is, it's really well hidden."
Mm-hmm.
You know, and she's like, "Thanks, Danielle," and all this other stuff. And she's like, "Do you want me to like a symbol of team?" And Jean's like, "No, we good until I can find Onslaught." You know.
Huh.
And guess who they meet up with? Because of course it's not going to be awkward or anything. they meet up with Scott and Madeline, who actually get married in this universe. Stay married.
Aw.
No hard
Come
feelings,
on.
guys.
Hey, Scott deserves a happy ending with at least one redhead. Come on, audience. Give the man a break.
But I just love this scene. Like when Jean is meeting up with Scott and Madeline. It's like Zombie is like, you can cut the awkward with the adamantium clay. And Jane's like, shush. Thing.
Mhm.
Love Jane. So, like, Jean and Scott give each other a hug, and Scott's like, dang, not at all, man. You make me feel like, this makes me feel young. I haven't seen you since we fought all those Sinister clones.
Mhm.
But guess what? We have a wedding going on pretty soon
Oh.
at the Avengers Mansion, which is kind of looks like the.
What?
I heard the music. But we'll save that for later. Save it for later, okay, Jake? Anyways, so there's gonna be a wedding between Nathan Summers and also I don't know what their last name is. Ooh, what the hell? My light stick turned off, guys. Funsies.
Oh no.
It's fine. And Amiko Howlett. I'm assuming that's what her last name's gonna be, but don't worry about it. I don't know what their last name is. Okay. And guess what? We see an older version of Logan married to Mariko Ashita. If you remember, that's one of Logan's past lovers.
Uh-huh.
And they have 3 kids. And the 2 younger ones are really excited to see zombie Logan. And Age of Apocalypse, Logan's like, oh my god, we actually get to get married with Mariko. It's like, motherfucker, you have a child in your universe. What are you talking about? You have a daughter. I don't remember if she's biological or not, but she has similar powers to you, so I'm assuming you have a child.
Logan, you know how many people you have in the Wolverine family? Come on,
Anyways, so like you see like a small little panel between like the old man, Zombie, Jane, and Earth X, and they're like, they look delicious, and like Jane is like, Lord save us all. And so like the kids are very like curious about Zombie, and like one of them's like, are you really dead? And the other one's like, do you have a healing factor like Dad? Like, cause how come did you become a zombie? And even though he's a zombie, he's weirdly great with kids.
Okay.
So, all great questions. Come take a look for yourselves. Don't be shy.
Mm-hmm.
And Jane is like, yeah, sorry, I will find a way. I'll find somewhere to stash the zombie. It's all good. And then like Logan's all like, yeah, that's my fault for letting them read Junji Ito at such a young age. I'm like, yeah, you let them read horror manga, like really crazy horror manga, not like the shoujo horror that I like to read, like full on horror manga. Because if you guys ever read a Junji Ito manga, you know. Anyways, so we can't have too much fun with Zombie and the kids because guess what? We see Nathan Summers. Yes.
Yeah.
Nathan Cable. We see Cable.
Yeah. Wait, young Cable or old Cable?
Cable.
Okay.
This
Go.
is the universe where Madeline and Scott get to actually raise their child.
Okay.
So we see Cable, we see Warlock, like the alien dude, the black and yellow one, and then we see Magic, who is the Sorceress Supreme in this universe. Woo!
Okay. She's about due, for some respect in that territory.
I know. When is Shaman gonna be Sorcerer Supreme, man? I'm waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so Warlock locks up Zombie because he's a zombie. I don't trust him either. Like, he's a zombie. Like, come on. And he's like, what the hell, man? Like, I can chew my way out. And Warlock's like, I'm not made of flesh, dude. If you bite me, you're fucked. He's like, then again, this ain't about me. This is about the happy couple. And so, Jean is like, hey, can I talk to Logan, Scott, and Magic for just a quick moment? And don't worry, there's no missions with Scott. And so, like, the Logan of this universe was like, hey, are you okay? And Earth X is like, no, clearly I ain't, bro. Like, come on, man. Honestly, felt that to my core. Low-key relatable, not gonna lie to you there. Like all
Yeah.
the Logans have like the things that I like about them and things that I don't like about them. Besides Jane, she's best girl, best Wolverine. Fuck you.
What do you think
Anyways,
is? What do you think they were able to do differently with Jane? Because a lot of people just assumed that she was just going to be the gender version of Wolverine. You know, just a woman version of him.
because she is original to this book, to my current knowledge, I guess
Hmm.
they get to like play around with whatever,
Yeah.
which I like. So
Hmm.
they get to actually build her as a character. And I
Okay.
like how she isn't the same as all the other Logans, not even like 616, She's really put together, if that makes any sense to you guys.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
I like how she doesn't just automatically bring out the claws at any moment.
Okay. Okay.
Also,
Quality
she
over
is the most
quantity.
competent character in this entire book
got
out of
it.
everyone in the main cast. Most
Got it.
competent.
Got it. Got it.
Anyways, I still got like half, another half of this book. Anyways, so Magic and Jean, they basically are able to track down Onslaught to the Savage Land, and they make it to the Savage Land. And guess what? They send all the Wolverines to fight dinosaurs. And Jane's like, "Oh my god, like a dinosaur!" And Earth-X is like, "Yo, close that mouth, punk. We don't need zombie dinosaurs." Which, if you remember from a couple episodes ago, a couple lives ago, I did talk about issue 4 of Marvel Zombies Black, Black, White, and Blood, where we did have zombie dinosaurs. So I get it. I
Yep.
get it, Earth-X. And Zombie says this very funny line, and I'm gonna read it verbatim for you guys. So he says, "Relax, I'm a humanitarian. That's like a pescatarian, but instead of fish, I eat people." Take that in for a moment.
Ooh. Wow.
Take it in for a moment.
Wow.
I was like, God damn it, Zombie.
I know. Wow.
I get it, but at the same time, no. Anyway, so Jean grabs them, all the freaking Wolverines, all the Wolvies, and they see Onslaught outside the cave. And that's not the most genius thing to do, man. So Magic tries to like hit him, and Jean's like, no. We gotta send the Wolverines out. So she sends 2 of the Wolverines out. But guess what? Magic still tries to hit him with freaking magic, and guess what? She gets psychically attacked.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to leave her behind because they have to keep going, or else like Onslaught's gonna destroy her, Jean's home universe. And so basically like Jane's like, hold on, hang on. You didn't join them the last time because you didn't want Onslaught stealing your Phoenix Force powers. Like what? But like, why are you here? And she's like, this is my home. I'm not abandoning it. Damn. So we also then cut back to the wedding. And keep in mind, keep that piece of dialogue for later. Just hold on to it. Just hold on to it. Anyways, we cut back to the mansion. Jake, you can play the music now.
Dun 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 dun.
Not that one.
What?
You know the one. We're at the Avengers Mansion, which is technically the Charles Mansion, the Xavier Mansion, the X-Men Mansion.
Uh-huh.
So, and it's all great, having a great time until Jean and the Wolverines pull up, and she's like, "Get your hands off of him, Onslaught." And so she thinks that Madeline actually is being controlled by Onslaught, which that's a lie, because guess what? It was actually Cable.
Oh.
But don't worry. 2 of the Wolverines try to pull up, but guess what? They get hit by Cyclops because he doesn't know. He doesn't know what's happening. But Jane's like, "You idiot! Like, do you want Onslaught to kill us all?" And then Warlock grabs Jane. So the Wolverine from this universe stabs Zombie because Zombie, I get it, I would have done that normally. So Earth-X, trying to do something good with his life, trying to do something good, he cuts off Cable's arm, the one that was holding Jean by the neck. And so I forgot her name already, but Cable's fiance hits him with like a knife or a bottle or whatever. But guess what? They're not able to bring him to a healer in time, so Warlock's like, let me heal him. And Madeline's like, okay, by turning him into a techno-organic zombie, like, nah. But anyways, but don't worry. He's gonna be fine. You know, Nathan's gonna be fine. Like, his powers can hold back the techno-organic virus. Don't worry.
Yeah,
but don't worry, Nathan wakes up and he's like, oh shit, this fucking hurts because, duh, he has a techno-organic virus in his arm. He has a full arm.
Yup.
And so Madeline and Scott and the rest of them kick out Jean and the Wolverines because, you know, everything that happened. Which I completely get it from their angle. You know, I completely get it from their side of things. Even though Jean's crew were trying to do what's good. So cut back to later. Anyways, so Age of Apocalypse like, yeah, I'm sorry about how that goes. Just give him time. And then Jean's like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I broke my own rule by going after Onslaught. And that's like, I'm sorry about all of that. That's why exactly I needed you guys here and what you guys did. And she was like, I brought you guys all here because I know, like, during the, like, some very hard times, I know you five specifically will always make the hard choice. And that's what Wolverine has always done. And all that other stuff, you know? But don't worry, we have to cut to another universe. Because Onslaught is pissed. He's in another universe. He's going to cause havoc in there. And he's like, God damn it, I was so close to getting her power. Fuck my life. Anyways, that's where the issue ends. I like issue 2.
Well, it sounds better than what most people thought it was going to be, you know?
Yeah, I have to go pick up my books later, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, like I said, the character that you guys were the most skeptical of the most was actually the most competent character in this book. You have to give this writer some credit. I don't know who the writer is. Give him some credit.
I'll give the writer some credit in that aspect. You evolved from Crush. How about that?
Christos Gage, I think that's what his name is.
Christos Gage.
Yeah, I think that's what their name is, but
what's that name?
He is very competent of a character.
What's that name sound familiar?
I like how Jean and the other, like some of the other characters are able to have flaws, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we were all expecting, like, just like Earth X flaws, you know, because this is but yeah, no.
Oh my god, Cryptid's gone.
And it was great. Anyways, in conclusion, this is a good book. Writer, very competent. Excited for the next issue. Anyways, go read this book because I said so.
Yeah, but we have a problem. I think Cryptid's gone.
Cryptid's gone?
I think he's gone. I think I just saw him disappear off the face of the earth. So, you know, we gotta stop.
I killed him.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do about that?
Keanu Reeves, how do you feel about it, Witch? How do you feel about him?
I mean, it's Keanu Reeves, man. I don't know what you want from me.
I mean, yeah, I mean, but what's the thing you liked him in?
I don't know. I mean, him and Constantine was pretty fun.
Oh, he was Constantine. Was he?
Yeah, he was Americanized Constantine. He wasn't British.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, was that a good film? Was a Constantine fan?
Okay, you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay,
we were talking about a certain actor.
Okay, yeah, because when you mentioned Christos Gage, I was trying to look that up on my phone. Then I got signed out. Like, oh wow. Okay, so I can't go out.
Just wait till afterwards when we can talk about it on Discord.
Yeah, but now that he's here, we can end the episode. So, you know, thanks for stopping by, everybody.
See you later. Hit me up on TikTok if you want more Miku Expo clips.
Yeah,
that's true.
I have.
You want our socials
of some of the full songs.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want our socials, it's at the beginning of the goddamn episode. We don't have to rehash that shit.
Just go rewatch the beginning of the episode, please.
Yeah. All right, Dad.
Remember, don't get hit by a car at Miku Expo. And if you do, save the license plate. And remember, bald Miku for life.
We'll do. Anyway, audience, we'll see you next time. Bye.